And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I don't know where to start. First of all, Kamala's donors, they're furious. The tally that they burned up in front of us keeps going up. At first it was 1 billion, then it was 1.2 billion, then it was 1.4. The latest number I've heard is that the total money spent on this campaign, just Kamala's campaign, not Kamala and Trump's, just Kamala's campaign, is $2.5 billion. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Also, we got the Australian Broadcasting Corporation boss, Kim Williams, going on a tirade against Joe Rogan. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. Really, it's hate, but he'll disguise it as, oh, well, he's spreading misinformation and misogyny and this, that, and the third. Really, it's just hate. If you're a hater, just say that. If you want to do what Joe Rogan does, just say that. If you want the attention and the viewership that Joe Rogan has, just say that. Also, Justin Trudeau met Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago. We'll talk about all those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, if you enjoy the content in general, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. As you can see, I'm late. Hey man, the white man was holding me back. Okay, the white man was holding me back. That's why I'm late. Okay, and speaking about the white man, I just want to address something right now since it's on my mind. I know y'all don't mind, since I just address something right quick. I keep hearing these things about, oh, well, the White House isn't diverse enough. We got to have more black faces and more brown faces in Trump's cabinet. Listen to me very well. Hear me clearly. To anyone who may concern, we don't care. We don't care about the skin color or the gender or the whatever about someone. We don't care about someone's demographic breakdown. What we care about is having competent people inside the White House. For example, I'm not going to vote for a person just because she's quote unquote black, although she's not, multiracial at best. Y'all know Tiger Woods. Remember back in the day, for the young people, Tiger Woods, of course, is mixed with different races. It's white in there, Caucasian, black, and his mom, I think, is Thai, so Asian, right? He had a phrase that he called himself, a little, I don't know what that would be considered. He had a little combination of words. And that was Cablinasian, Caucasian, black, and Asian. Kamala can't even say the Cablinasian. She can't even do the Tiger Woods thing because she don't got the black in there. She just straight up Caucasian. She's straight up Caucasian. Okay, she could go to the west or to the east. She could be over in Poland somewhere, or she could be over in northern India. At the end of the day, you are what you are. You're Caucasian. You're not black at all. Anyway, the whole point is, we don't care about someone's racial makeup. You can have all those races in you, but if you're incompetent and you're drunk all day, I'm not going to vote for you. Hey, here's a white guy who is the better candidate for the job, or this drunk auntie who doesn't like to work at all, like to get drunk and go on vacation on your taxpayer dime, has no control over the money that's spent. $2.5 billion? Seriously? That's a grift. That is 100% grift. Everybody had a handout. Hey, Kamala, can I get this? Can I get that? And they're not even asking her for the money. They're asking the staff and the people, the handlers around her for some money. They made so many promises that they wound up in debt. How do you wind up in debt from a campaign in which you got stomped into wine anyway? It's inefficient, ridiculous. It's diversity, equity, and inclusion. And this is why DEI practices are dying. Just so we clear, DEI is a relatively new thing in society in the United States. It didn't really come about until George Floyd. Now, you had different things before that, affirmative action and stuff like this, but it was not quite the way that DEI is. DEI came about as a result of George Floyd in 2020. 4 years later, it's dying, and it should never have been born. The pandemic was a real, that was a really weird time in this country during the pandemic. I don't know what we were really thinking. We were going through a lot, kind of bored, just making up stuff. That's also when the whole transformer, the Bruce Jenner push came into play during the scamdemic. Okay, we're bored. Let's make up brand new pronouns. Z, zim, zer. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? The English language has been around for a long time. And there are other languages, you know, your Romance languages, your Latin-based languages, they all are very similar. It's a lot of masculine and feminine and everything else in the language already. So there's no need to try reinventing the wheel. Just like Latino, Latina, abuela, abuelo, hija, hijo. The words are already there in the language. It is what it is. Why try to change things? Latina, Latino, Latinx. Latinx? What part of the language is that? You're just going to create a brand new word? We got bored. We got ridiculous. We got crazy. Now we're going back to normal. And this is what Trump's administration represents. We don't want DEI. Okay, hire you because you're black. I don't care at all. Listen, I'm going to say this, and then I'll move on to the next thing, to the super chat. That's into the sponsors. The cabinet could be 100% white. The cabinet could look like Dundalk. The cabinet could look like Sweden before any other person came there. I don't even know. I'm talking about the cabinet could look like Conor McGregor's entire family reunion. Redhead, it doesn't matter. Are you the best for the job? Can you get the job done? That's what I'm speaking about. Okay. So yeah, shout out to y'all. I want to say something else when I'm right here. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna save my other comment for later. First things first, shout out to you guys for being the best audience anywhere on these internets. There is no me without you. And also shout out to the sponsors, the other sponsors. You guys are the first sponsor by watching. If you just watch the video, share it, like it, retweet it, you're doing more than enough. To the financial sponsors, thank you. I appreciate it. Shout out to the other sponsors, the companies. Shout out to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these interwebs. Their link is always in the box, or just go to patriotpost.us, tell them that ABL sent you. And by the way, Patriot Post, these are my guys out here locally. They're really, really good people, 100% solid dudes, okay? When you're talking about meeting people that can really add value to your life, that can really be a good resource, it's them in real life. And the website reflects them as individuals. Patriotpost.us. And guess what? These are white guys, but so what? They're like brothers to me. So shout out to patriotpost.us. Also, shout out to my website, anthonyblogan.com. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so excited. ablmerch.com. ablmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right on the website, ablmerch.com. That is always in the box for you to click on right there. Easy link. Also, go to my regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go to the front page of the website. You'll be able to find articles for each video that I produce. And in each article, we got sources from the left, from the right, from the center, from the Democrat, Republican, politically agnostic, local, national, international, whatever you want. I got it. As long as it's legal, it'll be right there on the website, anthonyblogan.com. By the way, I took the ads off the website. It just kind of made for a cumbersome experience. And I didn't make much money on the ads anyway. Only reason why I had ads on the website is because one time my website went viral and broke the entire server that they had it on. So I'm like, all right, next time I go viral, I'll be able to capitalize on it, but that hasn't really happened. So I'm like, you know what? Forget it. It's kind of getting on my nerves. It gets on my nerves when I go to the website and there's too many ads on it. So I took all the ads off. The website is a resource just for y'all. That's the only reason why it's there with the articles. If not for you guys, I wouldn't have done it. So use the website if you want to spread the word, convince your drunk auntie about what's going on. Hey, I saw it on this website right here. We got sources. We got CNN. Look, click on CNN and show it to your aunt right there at the dinner table and see what that happens. See how that goes. Now, don't do that. Listen, as far as Thanksgiving activities, confronting family members, I'm not really that kind of guy. Okay, I keep my mouth shut. I don't say nothing. But if somebody wants to say something to me, I'm a kind of gauge the situation. As I said before, if my grandma right there, my mom and them, if they right there, I probably won't say nothing. But if it's just, here's an example of when I would confront someone at a Thanksgiving dinner or when I would say something. Here's an example. Y'all know how it is, depending upon your family. This might be all families. But at a certain point during Thanksgiving, the women go over there and the men go over here. At grandmother's house in West Virginia, what it would be is all the men would go in the den and watch the game. Women, they stay in the kitchen, be talking girl talk. That's mom, aunt, grandma, cousin, sister, nieces, nephew. They all go over there. But the men, once you get to be like 12, 13, you go with the men in the den and watch the game. Even younger than that. Now, if in that space, in the den, somebody want to say something crazy, we could go ahead and fight right here. There's no women in here. We could fight right now. But beyond that, and my grandma and them in there, I'm chilling. I ain't gonna say nothing, man. I ain't gonna say nothing. But if you want to act crazy in the den watching the football game, I'll stomp you in the wine. But I don't like doing stuff like that. But that is the only time I would confront somebody during Thanksgiving in a controlled environment with no women and it's all men. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed your holiday. You got some good food. I'm about to say bit back snacks. Hopefully you enjoyed your food. You had a good time. No fights broke out. And hopefully your back did not increase too much in size. Okay, hopefully we didn't get too big back over the holiday, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Alrighty. We got a lot going on. There's a whole lot of videos to get to. The website, go to the contact page, anthonyblogan.com/contact us. You can find my email address, UPS box, my social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never going to call it X. My TikTok's on there. I'm 100 million years old on TikTok, but it is on the website, anthonyblogan.com/contact us. And as I always say, if you're ever wondering if you're conversing with me on the interwebs or not, use a little bit of common sense. I'm not going to ask you for 100 gift cards to some random 45-digit WhatsApp number. I'm not going to do that. Also, you might want to get me on the phone. You might want to get me on FaceTime if you think it's me. All right. And if you don't hear this voice, if you don't see this face, it's not me. And I don't think I'm very easily, I don't think people could do an impression of me pretty easily. And what you're going to hear on the other end is somebody over in Nigeria, shout out to the West Africans, or it'll be Ivan Drago, Detlef Shrimp, Nikola Jokic, one of these Eastern European dudes. Okay, somebody from Southern Europe, Eastern Europe, Serbia, Moldova. It'd be one of them people. Okay, so please, please, please don't get scammed by anyone on the interwebs pretending to be me. Make sure it's me. And of course, the best way to figure that out is the contact information that they give you. My email is very easy to remember. It's contact@anthonyblogan.com. If it's not that email address, it's not me. So please, please, please be aware of what's going on. Alrighty. Now, we got a whole lot happening here. Worldwide, the re-election of Trump has sparked a lot of conversation worldwide. We're bringing the world back to focus. When you got the wrong team in there in the United States, it impacts the entire world. When you make wrong decisions here in this country, it impacts the entire world. Now, when you make the right decision, when you make good decision, it benefits the entire world. All right. And I think y'all would agree that electing Trump is a great decision that impacts the entire world in a positive way. Now, here we are. This is in Poland. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name. Shout out to all my Polish homies in here. Okay. Now, how do you pronounce his name? He's an MEP, member of parliament, I suppose. Tarsinski. Hey, if you put a pistol to my head and say, hey, ABL, pronounce that name right, or I'm going to pull the trigger. Hey, man, I'm going to be in dire straits. But he is raging against woke ideology. Quote, as a kid, I thought I was a pirate. Thankfully, my parents didn't cut my eye. Check it out. Let's get some sound. And RIP in advance to the headphone users.
I'd like to know if you are aware of the greatest threat to our children now. You are. Your sick leftist ideology, gender transition, so-called sex identification. You are the threat. When I was a kid, I thought that I'm a pirate. Thank God my parents did not let me cut off my arm or poke out my eye. What you're doing, what your promotion and your ideology does to the children is let's cut off your genitals. Now we're gonna pretend that you're a girl. That is why I'm gonna fight your sick leftist ideology. I'm gonna fight for the right of our children. I'm gonna defeat you, and I'm gonna make sure that your sick leftist ideology is gone forever. So help me God.
There we go. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Again, this kind of thing is happening worldwide. When we see all this stuff over here, Zeers and Zers and people that believe that they are cats and dogs and bats and all this and that. And the third, this kind of thing impacts the entire globe. The entire globe. Even like some of the small things that we do over here. I was watching a video one time about these people in UK. And the question that they were asked, if I could find that, I'll play it, but I don't know where it is right now. But the question during the street interview was how impactful America is to world culture. And there was a woman in UK saying, yeah, everything they do over there, we do over here. Y'all seen them real big eyelashes that these girls be wearing? A lot of black women wearing, but I see white women. I see everybody wearing them. It was a white woman saying that the real big eyelashes, that has invaded UK as well. Because it came from here first. Everything we do, the whole world wants to do. Everyone wants to be us. Not all, not all, not all. Because I already know somebody out there is getting ready to type, I don't want to be like y'all. That's great. Fantastic. Meanwhile, every other day, I'm seeing groups of guys from this country, that country, this country, that country, cosplaying as Americans, black Americans, white Americans, all of that. I saw some Japanese people cosplaying as like American cholos with the tattoos, the big socks. Hey, fool, what's up, fool? All that type of California Mexican talk. Japanese guys in Japan doing that. We impact the entire world over here. So I think as Americans, we need to take some accountability and responsibility for our country, meaning having the right leaders in there and doing the right things for the entire world to use as an example. It makes sense? All right, now we got Vladimir Putin, okay? He's saying some things that are very good since Trump has come in there. All right, let's check it out.
President Trump, a smart and experienced person, will come up with a solution, especially given that he has gone through quite an ordeal of fighting to reclaim the Oval Office. Well, probably just like me, you are amazed, not by the fact that absolutely uncivilized means had been used against Trump, all the way up to assassination attempts, numerous assassination attempts. And I think he's not safe even now. The history of the United States has known many cases, but I think President Trump is a smart person and a cautious one, I hope.
Hey, yeah, I think Vladimir Putin knows a little bit about, people getting assassinated and, political stuff, political violence. I'm not saying he deleted anybody over there, like a journalist. I'm not saying that, but I think being part of KGB and being over in that part of the world, you understand how real that risk is. That risk is very real for presidents to be assassinated, attempt assassination. He knows what that is over there, especially.
But what amazed me most, that in fighting him, not only Trump was subjected to humiliating court procedures, accusations, and so on, but his family was attacked as well. His children was attacked. Gangsters don't do this in Russia. When criminal gangs fight, they don't touch children and women. It's men who fight among themselves. But those guys stooped as low as that. I think this is this looks so bad that it only reconfirms how low the political system of the United States has fallen.
Yeah. I mean, everybody can see it. The whole world can see it. The whole world see what's going on. People here, a lot of times, we are tuned into what is really happening, but a lot of normies, your auntie at Thanksgiving, these people don't know a lot. They don't really know what's going on. They don't watch anything beyond MSNBC. They watch it all day long. So whatever the television tells them, they'll just repeat it. And then when somebody else tries to tell them something different, they'll call it a conspiracy theory. They rely on what they were trained to say from the television. That's how it works. TV programming. So yeah, shout out to Vladimir Putin. I think we're going to have a lot of peace. We're going to have a lot of economic prosperity. We're going to have a lot of things that are good for American citizens. Now, for other interests, globalist interests, maybe not so much. And that's fine, because what's more important, globalist interests, foreign countries, foreign power, or American interests, American power? What makes the most sense? Now, somebody might try to say, well, look, ABL, we're funding the war in Ukraine because that'll benefit the United States. In what way? Tell me how. Tell me how spending billions upon billions, literally, I ain't not even exaggerating. Tell me how spending billions upon billions upon billions upon billions on foreign countries and their wars, how does that help us? How does that help the United States? If we spend 200, 800, or $1 trillion+ in Ukraine to fight that losing battle, how will that help the United States? Like, you're basically fighting the war, like a proxy war against the Russian Federation. How is that going to help us? I just don't really understand. And if they are trying to tell us that it'll help, then present your case very well, rather than doing the gaslighting or not telling us anything. Now, this guy is a tad bit different than who we just saw, Vladimir Putin, and then also the Polish member of parliament. This guy is Starmer. His name is Starmer. He's a member of parliament in UK. And he's talking about trying to end open borders, but he was one of the main ones that was for it. You know how that works. The gaslighting, the gaslighting is crazy. Gaslighting is kind of a new term that gets overused, like narcissist. Everybody's narcissist now. I saw Nick Cannon say, oh, I was diagnosed as a narcissist personality and I'm trying to help myself. Man, come on. Look, Nick Cannon, if you can hear me right now, Nick Cannon, that mental health stuff is at a certain point a scam. If you have a guy that's legitimately hearing voices in his head, a schizophrenic, that's something different. A narcissist, listen, you're a successful person. You've been able to create careers for people. You have built things from a young age. You're not dead, coked out, strung out. You succeeded, Nick Cannon. Don't let anybody tell you that you got a mental health problem. Don't do that. Anyway, I digress. This is a PM from UK who is against open borders, but was for it.
Isn't a global trend or taking your eye off the ball. No, this is a different order of failure. This happened by design, not accident. Policies were reformed deliberately to liberalise immigration. Brexit was used for that purpose, to turn Britain into a one-nation experiment in open borders. Global Britain. Remember that slogan? That is what they meant. A policy with no support and which they then pretended wasn't happening. And now it isn't a...
All right, so that's him. You know, like I said, the gaslighting in full effect. Now, some of y'all are asking, who's Nick Cannon? Now, Nick Cannon is probably, what's he best well known for? He was in the movie Drumline. He has the show called Wildin' Out. What's it on MTV? And he was also married to Mariah Carey. He's probably most well known for being married to Mariah Carey and having children with her. I always use the example, speaking about frivolous lawsuits, when Nick Cannon was married to Mariah Carey, their nanny sued them and got a settlement because she said that their baby had headbutted them and it caused her pain and suffering. So that it just goes to show just how ridiculous some of these lawsuits are. Okay, I'm gonna show Nick Cannon and Mariah. Now, y'all know Mariah Carey is. If one of y'all ask me, hey, ABL, who's Mariah Carey? You got to go get some re-education. We need to put you in the camp. We need to put you in the gulag, make big rocks to little rocks. Matter of fact, what we're going to do, if you don't know who Mariah Carey is, we're going to put you in a department store during Christmas time, and you're going to hear her sing to you every hour on the hour for about 65 days. Okay, so you see Nick Cannon right there, and you see Mariah. Shout out to Mariah Carey. One of the best to ever do it. One of the best to ever do it. A legend, an icon. Now, speaking about women, this is, who is this? Jillian Michaels speaking to Anna from Young Turks. Now, Anna, listen, if you can hear me very well, when do you want your MAGA hat? Huh? When do you want your MAGA hat? And if you don't want a MAGA hat, I got other ones right here. Okay, I got We the People. I got, what I got? I got USA. I got whatever you want. I survived the pandemic. Whatever, I got you. But she is, as she gets older, becoming more conservative, in my humble opinion. Now, I don't watch Young Turks regularly, so I don't see her normal takes. But I've seen her in highlights here and there, and she's becoming more conservative in her takes. Let's watch this. I've not seen this yet, so let's watch some of it.
Why do you think
RIP to the headphone users in advance.
someone like Trump has managed to increase his support among Black male voters and by Latino voters?
I don't know. Why?
Because the Democratic Party does not speak to them or their issues. Like
What happened if you ain't black, you're not voting for me, you're not black?
And by the way, Trump does the same thing with Jewish people. He's like, you're not a good Jew if you don't vote for me because I did all.
There we go. See, Anna, I gave you too much credit too early. Look at that. 28 seconds in, and you already talking about Trump's an anti-Semite. You ain't say that, but Anna. They're so disappointing. You know, whenever I give somebody credit on the left for doing good, they just let me down. They let me down.
All these things in Israel, and it's not every Jewish American cares about Israel before they care about their lives here in America. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, good point. Touche, my friend.
But it's like, yeah, I just think the Democratic Party for a very long time has taken, the Black vote for granted, the Latino vote for granted. There was this mind virus about how all Latino voters care deeply about the border in terms of like not doing what Trump is doing. And it's like, no, just because you're Latino doesn't mean you're in favor of illegal immigration. Like, I don't know. I think that the Democratic Party has not really been a party of bringing people in. It's been a party of like purging people who aren't 100% in line.
Yes.
And I think that various groups of people who traditionally would vote for Democrats are looking to be inspired and are looking for progress. They want to move forward. A lot of the conversation right now on the left is about judging people, blaming people, going backwards and looking at what we've done wrong in the past and hyper fixating on it and blaming people today for what's happened in the past. You know.
All right, so that's, you get the idea right there. Democratic Party, they're not really going forward. They say they're progressives, but they're not really going forward. They are very regressive. They're racist, separatist. Like, here's an example of the separation, the separatism. Remember when Twitter was run by Jack and that whole crew, and they were very anti-conservative. If you were kind of edgy a little bit as a conservative, maybe not even edgy, just you were seen as somebody that did not get along well with Democrats, or Democrats didn't like you. Whatever the case may be, it was an anti-conservative platform for a long time. And when Elon Musk came in, that changed. So what happens? They got a new app called Blue Sky. Now, I'm not trying to promote Blue Sky. This is not an ad at all. But Blue Sky is like Twitter, but it's a bunch of leftists over there. But Blue Sky has a little issue with some very inappropriate content they're struggling to manage. And it might get known as a place where that kind of content is, if you want to get it, before they're able to kind of moderate it. So I don't know about y'all, but I think I'm going to just stay on Twitter, now known as X. I'm not going to no Blue Sky. I don't want to, see, wait a minute. I don't want to see some of these cringe music videos from the left trying to promote their political candidate. Hold on. I saw this cringe video. You got to see it too. Matter of fact, no. I'm going to play a little bit of it because it's kind of, he cussed a little bit too much in that video for me. A little bit too much cussing. But I got to play it. I have to play it because this dude was a mess. And I know you probably seen this guy before. I know you've seen this guy before. All right. Let's watch. I'm going to try to do some live censorship. Now, this guy, I've seen him do quite a bit of pro Kamala ads. He had one ad where he was like twerking or something in it. I don't know what this dude is on. I don't know where this dude came from, but watch this.
I'm that reach, dragging that bitch. Times impeach, Harris ain't good, no price cuts. Things going up, you stupid. Just dumb, racist bitch. Voting for a felon and a rapist. Ain't no game, screwed this time. Looks like America lost its mind. Hey VP, Kamala.
So look. If you go to Blue Sky, that's how you look. That's what you're gonna see over there. That's the kind of guys who're gonna be posting over there. Okay. So it's not working too well. Hey, how do we reach out to the young people? How do we get the black vote? Let's get this guy to go in and make a rap song. It didn't work. I wonder how much he was paid for this. Matter of fact, sir, if you can hear me right now, did you even get paid? Are you one of them stragglers that didn't get your last check? You did all this shucking and jiving for free is crazy. Matter of fact, let's play a little bit more, shall we?
Kamala, hey VP, Kamala. We're screwed this time. Hey VP, Kamala, hey VP, Kamala. We're screwed this time. VP, what she was gonna do after swearing in, she actually had a plan. The power of the pen.
So yeah, that's enough. Hey, the torture is over. I'm not gonna play no more of that. But that is the kind of great content you're gonna get over on Blue Sky. So sign up today. You're gonna see this dude with this funny beard, twerking and whatnot, all on your TV screen for Kamala Harris. Alrighty. Hey, I wonder why we lost. I wonder why we didn't get the black male vote. Hey man, we got a black guy. He's singing and rapping and dancing. We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and that's him right there. I wonder why it didn't work. I wonder why. Alrighty. So yeah, shout out to him. Let's keep on going. Oh, Trudeau, your main man, Trudeau visited Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Let's check it out.
Turning now to the Trump transition. Canada's Prime Minister flew to West Palm Beach, Florida yesterday to meet with the president-elect, who is threatening to impose sweeping tariffs on America's northern neighbor. Our Weijia Jiang is also there. Weijia, good morning.
Good morning, Dana, and good morning to everybody. The two leaders met over dinner at Mar-a-Lago, and it was a meeting that Canada sought out, according to the Canadian Broadcasting Company. Now, earlier this week, President Biden warned that these tariffs would be counterproductive. But President-elect Trump insists that they would protect U.S. manufacturing and bring even more companies to America.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's visit.
Pause. Look at that motorcade. Hey, Trudeau, that's not very carbon friendly, is it? That's not very fuel efficient. I mean, what are you going to say? These are all electric vehicles? Okay, whatever. Sure. But yeah, you're not being very carbon friendly, Justin Trudeau, with that massive motorcade. Okay, if you really wanted to be friendly to the environment, you should have pulled up on a bicycle. All right, pull up on a bicycle and be. But hey, rules for thee, but not for me.
To Mar-a-Lago comes as President-elect Trump threatens to impose a 25% tariff on imported goods from Canada and Mexico. Trudeau has warned against the move. Both North American allies are weighing retaliatory tariffs on U.S. products. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum spoke by phone with Trump on Wednesday, but she said the issue did not come up.
So we got my main man, Elon. Elon Musk went to the White House, not White House, pardon me, Mar-a-Lago, and had dinner with Trump and the whole team. It was a lot of people there. We get to that a little bit later.
From world leaders to tech giants like ex-CEO Elon Musk, who spent Thanksgiving at Mar-a-Lago with the Trump family.
And wearing the X shirt at the dinner, perfect. Elon Musk, I like a lot. I don't like all of his creations, but I like him personally. I like his innovation. It's like, I can't even really explain it. He has really good innovation, really good ideas, just an overall really smart guy. But Elon, those Tesla trucks, man, can we get a redesign or something? I mean, that thing is kind of janky. It looks, when you see I'll give him one thing though. He's a marketing genius, because when you see that Cybertruck on the road, it definitely stands out. But I wouldn't see myself driving the vehicle like that. It's a little bit too janky. And plus, electric vehicles, I'm good. Not right now.
Thanksgiving at Mar-a-Lago with the Trump family. The line to meet with Trump is long. On Wednesday, Trump hosted Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg at his Florida resort for dinner. Trump's incoming deputy chief of staff, Stephen Miller.
We'll see what comes of that. And Mark, obviously, he has his own interests and he has his own company and he has his own agenda, but he's made clear that he wants to support the national renewal of America under President Trump's leadership.
It's a drastic change from Trump's first term, when he clashed with big tech companies and even sued several of them, alleging censorship.
We're going to hold big tech very accountable.
This time around, a long list of Silicon Valley billionaires poured money into the Trump campaign and flooded social media with congratulatory notes when he won. Chris Lewis is a tech policy expert who worked for the Obama campaign.
I think they're engaging in smart politics. I think what the public should see is that folks who have access often get preferential treatment from a Trump administration.
Elon Musk even scored a position advising the incoming administration as head of the newly created Department of Government Efficiency. He and
Doge, say it now, Doge, say it. He is in the newly created agency called Doge to cut down government waste, government spending. If y'all only knew, I know a lot of y'all know just how much we spend, but if everyone really knew what we spent money on in this country, it'd make you sick. It would make you sick to know what we spend money on. The Ukraine thing, that's one thing. That's bad enough. But all of what we spend money on, all of what we waste money on is ridiculous.
Vivek Ramaswamy, who's a Republican businessman, will be heading down to Washington next week. At least they're planning to meet with House Republicans to talk about their plans to slash regulations and cut workforces across federal agencies.
There we go. Shout out to them. So yeah, we got to have that going on. We got to have Doge come in and cut these jobs, cut all that stuff. Now we have Trump and Trudeau here. Somebody in the background making the face. I don't know who that is, but we got Trump and Trudeau right there. So what do y'all think Trudeau and Trump spoke about at Mar-a-Lago? Like it was a good meeting, bad meeting? You know, typically when there's a meeting at Mar-a-Lago or wherever it is with Trump, with a world leader or whoever, it's usually pretty good. You never really hear about any kind of negative stories. You know, but and these are the same people who will talk crazy about say all these different kind of things. They'll say so many different things about Trump, but then once they get in front of him and they get the chance to try and confront him, they don't say anything. Oh, and as a matter of fact, I have a really good example of this. I think I might have played that already with Brian Tyler Cohen. Shout out to him. He's a good YouTuber. He's a good YouTuber, but I gotta find that one. Hold on. It was Brian Tyler Cohen. He was on Piers Morgan, and it was about Project 2025. I'm gonna find that video, and then I'm gonna play a little bit later. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. See now, okay, I found it. I had to find it right away. If I didn't play this before, I'm going to play it again. If I played it before, I'm going to play it again because it was so good. Now, I'm going to set it up for you guys who don't know or if you've not seen it. So this is on Piers Morgan's show. We got a panel. We got Piers Morgan. We got this guy right here from Project 2025. We have Carrie Lake, Geraldo, and Brian Tyler Cohen. Brian Tyler Cohen is a liberal YouTuber. He's like me, but a white liberal guy. Okay. So Brian Tyler Cohen has been consistently criticizing Project 2025 as some kind of thing that's going to kill the whole world, all types of stuff. So now, Mr. Cohen, you have the ability to confront a guy from Project 2025 live on the air. So all this about is a threat to democracy and they want to delete us, all this, that, and the third. What are you going to say right now when you're right in front of them? Or not in front of them, but when you have the space to be able to say something to them in real time, what are you going to say?
Geraldo bought you about 3 minutes of time there to try and think whether you had a problem with Project 2025. So now's your chance again.
I do think it's pretty telling that when Donald Trump had the opportunity to talk about Project 2025, all he claimed that he had no idea who was behind it. He had no idea what was in it. He had no idea whether the people who did write it, what they stood for. And
yeah, but as Kevin was saying, he was distancing himself from the
administration right now, including Russ Vogt at OMB. Right. And yet now, when people don't have the opportunity to vote on it because they've already had that opportunity, suddenly all of these denials about his relationship with Project 2025.
But out of interest, what is your big problem with it?
My big problem with Project 2025 is Schedule F, and this notion that Donald Trump will be able to go in and replace career civil servants with political appointees.
Okay. You sound like a sore loser, Brian.
That's your retort to that?
It's not a bad retort, is it?
Well, okay, let me put it in the form of a question. Let me put it in the form of a question. Will Donald Trump seek to go in and replace career civil servants with political appointees?
Ask him. He's the president-elect. And it would be a great idea if he did. It's also legal and appropriate because guess what the American people voted for, my friend? Reducing the size of the dramatic overreach of the federal government. Welcome to modern America. It's going to be a normal country.
It's actually not legal because there's a regulation against it, and these federal employees have protections as career civil servants.
You should stop reading Howard Zinn and read some real history, brother.
There you go. Exactly. You can get fired, but that wasn't the video I wanted, but it's close enough. I'm going to still find it. But this dude, Brian Tyler Cohen, is a mess. He's a whole big mess. All right, I'm going to find that and keep on rocking and rolling. And if you like what you're hearing so far, y'all know what to do. like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. But the whole Project 2025 thing was overblown from the beginning because it's like, what's the real problem? Like, what are you actually even concerned about? It's not a thing that Trump came up with. It's not Trump's people. This is a thing that a separate group, the Heritage Foundation, they came up with it. So why are we so scared? It's just a way to scare the American people. It's fear mongering. That's all that it is. It ain't nothing else to it. It's just as simple as that. All right. I keep on moving here. Now, where I want to go. Oh, here we go. We got some people. We got some normies responding to what's been happening in this country. Okay, we got a few normies. First, we got the kneelers. The kneelers are back. The kneelers or the national anthem, they're back. I don't know who these kids or young adults are or where they are, but here we go. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why? People hate America so much. It's like, well, why don't you go back the other way? Go somewhere else. Go over there if you hate America so much. That's what I would say to them. Oh, and I think I got the video that I wanted.
Geraldo bought you about 3 minutes of time there to try and think whether you had a problem with Project 2025. So now's your chance again.
I do think it's pretty telling that when Donald Trump had the opportunity to talk about Project 2025.
Oh, that ain't it. Same thing. I'm gonna find the other one later. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna play it at the end of the show. Let's keep on going. Now we got the normies talking about a few things. All right. Now you can kind of already tell where we're going to go right here. It's like, listen, I don't know if we got a man right here or a woman. We're going to figure it out in a minute. But I want, especially the young men, to have more of a sense of identity and purpose. Like, you went to Target and just got all the pride gear and put it on. That's part of your identity. It's like wearing a T-shirt that okay, I'm the fun uncle. You have that version with the pride shirt. That is part of your identity. And you got the glasses that go with it. You're trying to coordinate and match. Like, that's who you are, is a gay person. What else are you into? What else is your identity aside from that? But let's hear what he, she, they, them got to say.
We will defeat the Trumpers and the Republicans in Project 2025 because you know what we have that they don't? Unity. All they care about is themselves. And as soon as one of their friends or allies says anything bad about them, they immediately cut them off. Just see how many times Trump frickin' fired people and other things just because they disagreed with his moron ass. Don't worry, everybody. We will defeat the white men. This straight man.
Oh, so not me. Wait. Y'all catch that? He says, we will defeat the white man. Well, not the cis straight white man, not me. We're not going to defeat me, sir. Hear me very well. You are a white man, okay? You want to try to put little disclaimers and whatnot in front of it. You're the white man too. So when you say you're going to defeat the white man, you will be defeated. You're defeating yourself. Can we go back and rewind that? Hold on.
Just because they disagreed with his moron ass. Don't worry, everybody. We will defeat the white men. This straight man. I'm a white man, but I'm gay.
Oh yeah, so it don't count, right? It don't count. He like, look, man. You see, I got the pride stuff on. Hey, I'm not really just a regular white man. I don't count. That's hilarious. That is funny. Yeah. Like, hey, look, see, I'm one of y'all. See, I'm not a regular white man. That's crazy.
Not afraid of it. Come at me, bruh.
Alrighty, sir. Sir. Please stop. Please stop. All right. Now, people, they don't want to talk to their family because, hey, you guys are MAGA. We don't want to talk to you. And then this says POV going no contact with MAGA family because
is hating Trump more important than the relationship you have with your friends and family?
Let me help you out. You guys think that we just hate Trump and that if we cut off friends and family who are avid Trump supporters, it's not logical. It's just because we hate Trump. For no reason, we just hate the guy. That we don't have a logical, rational reason that we arrive to that conclusion. And you think that because it's projection. Because you've been programmed to think that everything bad in your life is Democrats. You hate Joe Biden. You hate Kamala Harris. And you blindly defend Trump. Members of my own family post things on Facebook like, I'm voting for Donald J. Trump, and if you don't like it, you can get the fuck out of here. So is there love for Donald Trump enough to cut off friends and family? Yes, it is.
Alrighty. It ain't that deep, man. Like, your uncle that say stuff like that, he's probably the nicest guy in the world. Okay, but y'all keep messing with him, so you're gonna say something like that. And you're reading this Facebook stuff, get off Facebook, man. Do something else. But can I say something right quick? Okay. I didn't really want to see her face throughout that whole video, though. You know, if you're going to just do one of these videos of reaction, you could do a little bit more than just give me the 1,000-yard stare. Like, I don't know what's going on with your face, but it looks kind of crazy anyway. I kind of want to just get it off of my screen. Get it off of my screen. Like, that could have been a podcast clip rather than looking at her face just like, I don't want to see that. Anyway, shout out to you. Shout out to you, whoever you are. Now, we got an airplane situation. Not my situation with that dude. I fight everybody. Not that. We got a young lady that is a little bit upset because of the accommodations. It's not quite what she needs, okay? She needs a certain kind of accommodation, and the airline is not really providing that for her properly. So she's upset, and we got a TikTok video. Check it out.
What's actually outrageous here is that we're forced to pay twice for the same accommodation anyone else gets with just one ticket. This isn't about giving fat people more, it's about accommodating basic needs. In Canada, they have a one-person, one fare policy because they get it. In Canada, people who need more space aren't paying extra. They're paying for the space their body needs, no extra charge for something that should be basic. Meanwhile, in the US, fat people are still being forced to pay double for what should be a standard accommodation. And let's not forget, airline seats keep shrinking every year, making it even harder for people who already need extra space. Why is it that other countries, like Canada, recognize this as a basic need, but here in the US, airlines are still making money off our discomfort? It's time they stop profiting from our bodies and start treating everyone fairly.
You're wearing a mask, like a COVID mask, with oxygen underneath. You got bigger fish to fry. You worried about airfare. You need to worry about your health care. How about that? Don't worry about airfare, worry about your health care. Stop, just push away from the table. Please push away from the table. I ain't even really trying to attack big backs like that, but good grief. You 800 pounds, man. You could just not eat for a week and you ain't gonna die. You be all right. Just stop eating altogether. Stop it. And maybe you wouldn't need to go through all the rigmarole to get on the airplane. If you can't fit in the seat comfortably, listen, I'm not a small person. I'm not a big back. I weigh over 200 pounds and I can fit in my airplane seat perfectly fine. I could be in the middle seat and I'm chilling. Okay. I don't got rolls and guts hanging all over the armrests and all this, that, and the third. I'm chilling. So if you can't fit in the seat, hey man, you got to pay the extra money or don't eat no more. Protest. You know, y'all want to protest everything else. I want to protest for Black lives and for the LGBT. Protest forks, knives, spoons, cutlery, dishes, big back snacks, ham, chicken, beef, pork. Like, cut all that out. Protest that. Anyway, shout out to her. Now, here's something from California. They got some crazy laws they're trying to implement. Let's watch this.
Get this. The Attorney General of California, Rob Bonta, just announced that holiday shoppers should spy on department stores and report any business that doesn't have a gender-neutral toy aisle. These businesses will face fines from the state of California of $250 to start and $500 for repeat offenders. California, you've gone even crazier since Trump got elected.
Now, so you heard that. They want to have gender neutral toy aisles in department stores, and they want you, the consumer, you, the taxpayer, to snitch on the stores if you go shopping and you see they don't have it. Now, listen, when I was a kid, I was an avid toy purchaser or an avid toy wanter. Every time you go out anywhere, you go to the mall, where was I going? KB Toys, Toys R Us. Window shopping. I was the ultimate window shopper as a kid. Every now and again, I might get a little action figure. Shout out to Mom for the action figures. But that was my thing. Now, when I'm 7 years old going to the toy aisle, I don't want to have Barbies and My Little Pony. Nah, I want X-Men, Power Rangers. That's what I want. I want the guns. Give me the toy gun. Give me the cap gun, the water gun, the Nerf with the little footballs. I want that. I don't want the girl stuff. Now, this is me as a little boy. So why would you make that be a thing? Why must you have toy aisles that are gender neutral? See, you're trying to make it kind of be acceptable for boys to play with girls' toys and vice versa. You're trying to confuse children from a young age. That's called indoctrination. So when you see stuff like that, you're like, oh, well, it's okay for a boy to play with a Barbie or a My Little Pony or something like this. It's okay to have a baby doll as a little boy. No, it's not okay. And most parents are going to say it's not okay. But when you do stuff like that, it confuses the kids. And then you're going to have to answer some kind of hard questions as a parent. You see what I'm saying? So California sucks, man. I don't see how y'all do it. I don't see how a gender neutral toy aisle. Ain't no way. There is no way. Legos are pretty neutral, but at the same time, they're not, because I think they got girl Legos too, like pink and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Like, I've not played with toys in many, many years. The last time I bought toys and stuff, early 90s, well, it wasn't me buying it. It was my mom or granddad or dad or somebody like that buying the toys for me. But early 90s, so you're talking about like 30 years, 35 years? I don't really know. But when I was a kid, I never saw no pink Legos or none of that stuff. It was always boy stuff. What toys did I have when I was a kid? In my toy box, I had the Turtles. I can't say it right now. I'm too tired. The Turtles. I had Power Rangers at a certain point. X-Men was my jam. X-Men, and that's all I can really remember. And then the game systems, the first Nintendo with the gun, playing Duck Hunt. I had the Olympic pad on the first Nintendo to be able to run. That's what I had. I never had no baby dolls or nothing like that. That was never even a thought in my mind. I never even asked my mom, hey, can we get a baby doll? Nah. Now, this person right here might have got baby dolls as a kid. You understand? They might have got baby dolls and My Little Pony and all that. The hair is inspired from My Little Pony. That's what that came from. Yeah, I don't want to see no Bratz dolls. Yeah, my cousins, my girl cousins, they had all that stuff. They had the Bratz dolls and Raggedy Ann. They had all of that stuff because they're girls. They like stuff like that. Oh, yeah, I had Tonka trucks. I had Connects, too, when that came out. I had Legos, Connects, all of that. Yep. Now, this person right here probably had a My Little Pony set as a kid.
Another way to...
she might be a female. Okay, I was kind of confused. See, look, there I go. Assuming the gender. That's crazy. I shouldn't do that. Let's start from the top.
Another way to protest MAGA cheaply is to not shop. Don't shop. Buy everything used. And see if you can get it for free. Don't shop. Crash the economy.
All right, so don't shop. That's the thing. Crash the economy. Crash the economy of the country. So you can suffer in the country and have a much more difficult time being able to get around. Crash the economy to protest against President Trump. Okay. Now, speaking about protesting the president, we have some women in Argentina, some white liberal women in Argentina. Well, look, then again, There I go assuming they might be white, they might be women. I don't know what's going on. They look kind of light-skinned, did it? And they're protesting Trump and Javier Milei. And here's their dance they're gonna do to protest them. You ready for the dance? Let's watch, shall we? The choreo is killing me. What's all this? What's all this about? Like, what are we doing? What's up with the choreo? What's up with the choreo though? Like, is this like it's like the New Zealand dance they do? I don't want to say the wrong thing. Shout out to my New Zealanders, my Polynesians, Pacific Islanders. Shout out to y'all. But it's like that, but they remixed it to a white liberal version, I guess. The choreo, hey, this right here is crazy. Alrighty, there we go. That's quite enough of that. Now, yo no hablo español, but do y'all speak Spanish? Like, what were they saying exactly? I caught a few words, but my Duolingo is not tuned into the white liberal dialect of Argentina. So y'all let me know what they were saying if you guys understood. All right, the Maori. Shout out to the Maori out there in New Zealand. All right. Yeah, but they did not like Trump and Milei and a few other things. Alrighty. So shout out to them. Hey, with dance moves like that, I wonder why they lost. I wonder why. That routine right there, that choreo, all this right here, that should have won them the election right there. They should have beat Javier Milei. They should have beat Donald Trump. They should have beat everybody. They should have won by a landslide with that choreo because that was fantastic. Alrighty. Let's keep on moving. Where we going to go next? Oh, this is crazy. So look. There was a guy, I think, over in UK, and what he was doing, he got the police to come to his house. Let me start from the top. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just play the video. This is really crazy. Shout out to UK. Do you guys not have freedom of speech? I guess not. We take certain things for granted in this country that they don't have everywhere in the world. Let me just play it.
Have you seen videos like this being posted on social media of women on a night out? Well, police have arrested a 27-year-old man as part of their investigation into the videos, which regularly get viewed millions of times. The man from Bradford was arrested on suspicion of stalking and harassment, and Greater Manchester Police said as well as the publicly viewed videos, officers also uncovered more content behind a paywall, including suspected non-consensual nudity. GMP said that while filming in public is legal, this filming crosses the line into offences like
Okay. See, I ain't know all that. See, I thought that the guy got locked up or visited by the police for just filming in public. This guy's doing other stuff. Upskirts, nah, you can't be doing that. Nah. You can't do that at all. So, yeah, he needs to go to the penitentiary if he did that.
Skirting, stalking or harassment. 60 officers are being deployed every Friday and Saturday across Manchester hotspots on the lookout for predatory behaviour.
Now, I'll tell you what, though. One thing about it, can I just say something right quick? Now, if you're recording upskirts and stuff like this without consent, you need to get locked up because, see, now you're doing too much. But just filming in public, that's legal. Now, a lot of these women, look at the way they dressed. Like, it don't take much, man. One swift wind, everything gonna show. Everything gonna show. Okay, so at a certain point, we gotta find a middle ground. We don't want dudes sliding on skateboards and filming upskirts, but at the same time, we don't want basically them to wear nothing at all outside. And then when they get recorded, it's like, what happened, you know? Anyway, let's keep on rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. You know, a lot of politics, it's a grift. It's a grift. It's a big grift. Now, here's Bernie Sanders. Bernie is the triple OG, the king of the grift, in my humble opinion. Back in the day, for the young folks, here I go, old man Logan. That's me, old man Logan. Shout out Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, Marvel Universe, etc. But back in the day when Bernie first really made a national splash, he would give speeches railing against millionaires and billionaires. The millionaires and the billionaires that got to pay their fair share. That was his thing, right? He would say millionaires and billionaires, they got to pay their fair share. But then once he became popular, successful, started getting money, he became a millionaire. That same speech he would repeat, but rather than saying millionaires and billionaires, he would just say billionaires. Oh, hey, don't tax me. I don't count. Tax them. The same thing that dude did, talking about we're gonna defeat the white man, but not me. Look at me. I got the pride on my chest. Same thing here. Now he's telling you about how he got some more money. This right here, listen, and for a little bit more context, Bernie, socialist, communist, that's what his ideology is. But when you hear how he makes money, it defeats his whole ideology. Check it out.
Now, how did I get the money? You're right. I wrote 2 best-selling books, including this book on capitalism. It was New York Times bestseller for a while. And also another book was a youth book. And I make, I don't know, $175,000 a year. And that's more or less how I became the zillionaire that I am. Now.
Alrighty. So you're trying to downplay your wealth, but you are a multimillionaire, Bernie Sanders. You got at least you got at least 2 homes. 2 different homes. Now, the average American making $175,000 cannot afford to have 2 separate properties that they own with multiple cars and everything else. They can't really afford that, Bernie Sanders. So, I mean, and did you catch that? He says, I got money from writing the book on capitalism. So you engaged in capitalism to capitalize off of an anti-capitalism book. You can't make it up. You cannot make it up. You got rich from a book against capitalism, which is the epitome of capitalism. You can't make it up. I mean, hey, that's Bernie Sanders. You know, he says some things right sometimes. I'm not necessarily anti Bernie Sanders, but I would never vote for a guy like that. I like when he said that a Democratic Party lost because they neglected the will of the people and they ignored us. I like when he said that because it was true. But come on, man. Like your communist ideology is BS. You make money from capitalism, sir. You said it right here on the actual thing. Yeah, I got a best-selling book. Come on, man. Anyway, now we got Jenifer Lewis. If you guys don't know who this is, I think she was most recently in Blackish as the mamaw or the grandma, whatever they call her in there. I don't watch television. I've not watched TV. I've not sat down and just watched TV, like flip channels, since my mid-20s, maybe. The last TV show I really sat down and watched that I can remember was The Wire. And I watched it a little bit late, but it wasn't that much later. It was still kind of like right around 04, 05, whenever that was. I've not watched TV really in 15, 20 years. So I know she was in Blackish, but I never really watched Blackish. Anyway, she was also on The Fresh Prince on spot appearances as one of the aunts. Anyway, she's on Stephen A. Smith's show. Y'all know who that is, from ESPN. And he's asking her about the support that Trump got from blacks and Hispanics. Now, the reason why I'm playing this is because this is a narrative that gets played over and over again. I'm tired of being attacked as a black person. You know, they're talking about racism. They, on their side, talk about racism is this, racism is that. But they are the ones perpetuating racism. They talk about Donald Trump being a racist. But President Trump was never seen as a racist up until he ran for president in 2015. Before that, he was seen as a friend to the black community. We embraced Donald Trump because he embraced us. When Kamala Harris was trying to prosecute Michael Jackson in California, she did, like, toward time when he died, she was Attorney General. And she was trying to prosecute Michael Jackson. Who stood up for him? Donald Trump. When Jennifer Hudson lost, like, almost her whole family in a violent situation, who said, hey, come stay at Trump Tower in Chicago, where she's from, for free? He wasn't trying to do it publicly. He just did it. Donald Trump. When Jesse Jackson ran for president, not once but twice. Listen, when Jesse Jackson ran president, not once but twice, who funded the whole campaign? Donald Trump. His Rainbow Push Coalition, or his company, hosted at Trump Tower, no money charged. There's countless examples of Trump being a friend to the black community. Countless examples of it. So when you say he's racist, I'm like, how? Where? He's gone above and beyond for us. Above and beyond. He's done everything but be a racist. The only racism I see comes from the left against black men. Every other day, black men are dumb. They don't know anything because they voted for Donald Trump. Although we still voted for the lady at like 75% for black men, at least 75 to 80% is not even enough. Anyway, that's the reason why I'm playing this, to show you yet another example of how they want to attack black men in the media, on TV, popular people, putting narratives out there that I got to come back and try to just stomp out. Watch this.
Let me ask you this. What about what they've said in terms of black, particularly black men and Latinos, supported him more than they have in the past? Why do you think that is? And what do you have to say to black men and Latinos who were not in favor of supporting Kamala Harris?
Oh, honey. Oh, honey. When your favorite niece and your 13-year-old daughter is raped by your alcoholic brother or the next door neighbor, and she tries to abort that baby inside of her from a rape, you're going to regret that.
I mean, and what these people do, see, this is how the media works. This is how they work. The media puts out narratives. They put out false information. And people like Jenifer Lewis, they'll watch it and believe it. So then when they go on television, when they go on their platforms and they speak to people, they will just repeat whatever the news tells them to say. They don't know what they're talking about. And as a matter of fact, I got to play the clip here. This is from 2024. This is this year during the campaign. And Trump was asked about the same situation about abortion, because that was a big issue. That was the only issue they really had to campaign on the left, was abortion, which is a mess. But here is Trump's viewpoint straight from the horse's mouth.
Well, thank you very much. First of all, I told Melania that she has to go with her heart and she has to do what she has to do. She has to support what she wants to support. And she wrote a great book. It's a #1 bestseller. I hope you all go out and buy it. But it's really a great book. But I want her to do what she wants to do. I wouldn't want to impose what I think. What has happened is, over the last 52 years, people have wanted to get Roe v. Wade out of the federal government. And they've been trying. Every lawyer, every legal scholar, Democrats, Republicans, conservatives, liberals, everybody wanted it out. It shouldn't be in the federal government. They wanted it out for many different reasons, all of them very good reasons. And I was able to do that. And with the courage of 6 great Supreme Court justices who are brilliant and courageous, because this issue has torn our country apart. For 52 years, it's torn our country apart. And if something wasn't done, it would have continued and maybe gotten worse. And I was able to do that. And I, like Ronald Reagan, I believe in the exceptions for life of the mother, rape, and incest. So I believe in exceptions. Most people do. Most Republicans do. There are some that probably don't. Of course, that number has gotten a lot larger with the years. And what they wanted, what people wanted, is for it to go back to the states and a vote of the people. Well, thank you.
So there you go. So when you got the lady that says, oh, well, if your daughter gets assaulted and she gets pregnant, she can't do nothing. He said that I believe in the exceptions, sexual assault, incest, life. He said it right there on TV. So it's a lie when you say something else other than what he said. It's crazy. Like, let's go back to this. Let's go back to the aunt. Hey, this right here is your aunt at Thanksgiving when she sees you coming in and she knows you're a Trump supporter. Now, luckily, I don't have no aunts like this. My aunts are cool. They don't. Hey, my family love me. I love them back. I don't have these kind of problems. But I also don't have no drunken aunties either. But some of y'all got some of them drunk aunties gone off that Hennessy. Hey, she'll come to the dinner already drunk and ready to fight. That's her. Full of brown liquor and misinformation.
They want to keep
RIP to the headphone users. And yes, she's very dramatic because she's an actress. Of course, she's acting right now. This is just her being an actress.
women in their place. It's so disgusting. I can't even put words to them voting for her. They didn't vote for her, didn't vote because she was a woman. They didn't care that she was smart and powerful, educated, beautiful, kind, joyful.
Man, what they got to do with being the president, though? I don't care nothing about that. Let's say she's all those adjectives. Okay, great, fantastic. So what? What they got to do running the country? What they got to do with it? Okay, anybody can have all those traits, but maybe not everyone should be the president.
Fearless. She would have taken care of this country. She would have protected the people. She would have surrounded herself with great minds. But keeping women in their place was more important to them. And black men, that was just shocking because, honey, he's going to give the military.
The military?
And the police permission to shoot you in your back, and there will be no immunity.
I mean, Miss Lewis, I need you to stop watching TV. Listen, Jenifer Lewis, Miss Lewis, if you can hear my voice, I want you to stop watching television, period. I ain't even going to say don't watch certain channels. Don't watch no TV. Turn it off. Read a book. Go outside. Do something else. Do some push-ups, sit-ups. I don't know what you be doing. Make some, do some crochet or something like, hey, crochet your grandkids some hats for Christmas or something like this. You don't need to watch TV. No immunity. You're using the words wrong. You're referring to qualified immunity, like I said in my previous video. And I got to say it again right here because people still hit me up saying, oh, they're going to give police immunity to kill black people. What? Like, you think they could just delete you and get away with it? Like, that's not violating your rights constitutionally? No. Qualified immunity refers to civil lawsuits. So here's how that works, Ms. Lewis. When you're being arrested by an officer, for example, you fall, break your finger, scratch your toenail. Oh, I got a boo-boo, it hurts. And you want to sue the officer. Qualified immunity stops you from suing the officer directly. However, you can sue the city, state, and or department. Usually the city will pay you out if there's a lawsuit and you win. The officer himself or herself will not pay you out. It'll be the department and or the city. That is called qualified immunity. Qualified immunity does not apply to criminal allegations like shoot somebody in the back. That's a criminal case in which a civil protection does not apply. Example, Walter Scott gets shot, killed South Carolina. Qualified immunity would not have made a difference at all because that was a criminal allegation which was investigated and then the cop got convicted. Qualified immunity does not protect you from criminal convictions at all. So when you say something like that, you're just not telling the truth. But again, I don't really blame her as much as I blame the mainstream media, because they told her that. She has no idea what any of that means. She's just repeating what she heard on television.
So, baby, y'all done fucked up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You took every right from your children. Once again, there will be no social security and pensions and rights. This thing has said you will never have to vote again. He's going to be in charge of the military. We have fucked up. End of story.
You don't think it was a simple situation of looking at the economy, looking at inflation, looking at crime and saying, excuse me, providing and protect. And as men, that's what we want. And as a result of that, I mean, I voted for her. I wasn't voting for him. But speaking to men who felt differently, they didn't think about Roe v. Wade. They didn't think about stuff. They thought about the economy, money in their pockets, and safety in the streets.
Oh, listen.
It couldn't have been as simple as that.
First of all, do you see women breaking in people's houses?
Huh?
Do you see women shooting each other in the streets?
What?
They voted because they voted for Trump because, I hate saying his name. They voted for him because they hate themselves.
Oh, okay.
And they see this thing as powerful, that he's going to move mountains for them and make them rich. And unfortunately, black men, they want a man.
Oh, that was an edit right there. See, you know what? A lot of anti-male rhetoric on television, a lot of anti-black male rhetoric. If you're looking for racism, this is the kind of thing that I see every single day about us on television every day. That's enough of that. That's enough. I see it every single day, all day. Anyway, let's keep on rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Joy Reid, I got to go to Joy Reid. She's one of them. Hey, you know what? I bet you Jenifer Lewis has been watching Joy Reid 24/7. And then when Trump won, it was like somebody died. And she probably got really upset at Joy Reid for lying to her so much. But Joy Reid responded to a meme that JD Vance posted. Now, you see the meme here. You got a dinner table, family. You got Trump sitting right behind him. And then JD, I didn't even realize it. He has on like the woman stuff, like the apron and whatnot. And then he's serving up a plate. Probably had a turkey on it, but rather than the turkey, you got the electoral map. All the red wave that happened. Now, Miss Joy Reid does not like this meme too much. Let's see her reaction to it.
What is happening here? What is happening here? Here. What is happening? What's happening here? What's happening? What's happening here? What's happening here?
Hey, Joy Reid, your name, you're not living up to your name, okay? You are not living up to your name, Miss Joy Reid. This is called a meme. Memes are funny. Memes are just lighthearted. It's just a meme. It's okay. You can just scroll on by. You can laugh, whatever it is. But this reaction, are you okay? Do you need, hey, if you need help, blink twice. We'll come get you. I promise. Wherever you at, we'll come get you. We got the bug out battery ready to rock and roll, okay? We'll come get you out of this place. If you want to get out, just blink twice. It's okay to laugh at a meme. I promise. It's not going to be the end of the world. All right. Now we got Rosie O'Donnell. Let's see what she says about Thanksgiving.
You got to get ready for what's coming. But trying to stay on the happy side of life. and not, obsess on that either. But it's hard to avoid it when it's so blatantly obvious when you look at the parallels that we have been here before as a world.
Oh, are we trying to say that Trump's the funny mustache guy? Are we still trying to do that? Really, Rosie? Come on now.
When democracy falls, fascism takes its place. Right? Capitalism. And it's come. And people, I think, are in for a shock.
So I guess it's the end of the world, right? It's the end of the world as we know it. It's a wrap. It's all over. It's doomsday. It's doomsday. We've come to the end. So, hey, man, I hate to break it to y'all. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. We've come to the end. All right. There's no more nothing. Meanwhile. There's no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself. Meanwhile, Americans are having a good time. Look, we got the dad with the kids, raising the kids right. We got the Trump dance, and then like the golf swing on top of that. It's perfect. That right there is what we're doing. We're not worried about existential doom, crisis, nothing like that. We're not worried about the world coming to an end. We're having a good old time, enjoying ourselves, raising kids, doing right, being moms, dads, mama, papa, aunts, uncles. We chilling. We're good. We ain't got nothing to worry about. Okay, we don't got nothing to worry about. We're not so doom and gloom over this way. We're happy. We're totally happy. Now, Thanksgiving dinner. What did you guys eat? Did you have a good dinner? Did you enjoy the food? Because some of y'all, you might go to a certain family member's house and the food is not known for being that good. You in there with all types of spices in your purse or something like this. You got a bottle of salt in your pocket to sprinkle that on there to kind of dress it up a little bit. Let's see what dinner is like at a they-them's house. Okay, they-them. Let's see what they got going on. All right?
I'm Lexi, and I brought homemade mac and cheese.
Now, mac and cheese, can I just pause? Just as a side note, as a former big back, this looks okay. Okay, I kind of want to taste it to see how it is. I don't see too much Velveeta action going on. I don't see like a lot of creamy, saucy. When you get macaroni and cheese, I need it to be like a clump. The mac and cheese should be consistent enough to scoop it up and throw it like a football. Not super hard, but not like runny. This looks okay. Okay, I got to give it a taste test, but appearance-wise, I give it an 8 out of 10.
I'm Gwen, and I brought crescent rolls.
Crescent rolls, okay, not bad. Looks like they're homemade. You get an A for effort on the crescent rolls. Okie dokie.
I'm Jai, and I bought and paid for the veggie plate.
All right, Jai. I don't know what kind of gender we are, but look, Jai, word of advice, a bit of advice. Women are better at cooking than men, typically. You got chefs and whatnot, I understand, but I'm talking about just regular normies, married couple, something like this. Women are probably going to be the better cooks. Now, if you want to really embody the spirit of a woman, I need you to not be going to Food Line and buying stuff like that from the front of the store. Can we get a tad bit more effort? You could have at least plated it or something like. You just got the thing in the packaging and say, hey, I got this. Hey, I'm Jai. I brought the little side dishes, little finger foods. That ain't it, man. I need you to really embody it. Go out there and get your hands dirty. Hey, your friend got the homemade rolls. You know what I'm saying? Your other friend got the mac and cheese homemade. Here you come with this. That ain't it. But anyway.
The veggie plate.
I'm Michael, and I brought a box of unmade stuffing.
I'm Emily. I brought pumpkin pie. I'm Katya, and I brought back Sophie's container that I took from her. I'm Sophie, and I made mashed potatoes.
That's not. I don't like that. But again, homemade, but it doesn't look too appetizing. The presentation, maybe you already been serving it, but the presentation is like it's giving a cat has been inside the mashed potatoes.
Cheers.
Alrighty, so there we go. They, them Thanksgiving. So what do you think? What was the best dish? Mac and cheese, the crescent rolls, the little starter pack from Publix, the box of stovetop dressing, The pie looks pretty good. The empty container, or the personal portion of the mashed potatoes. I don't know. I need some people to really kind of tighten up a little bit. All right. Now, speaking about they thems, on a more serious note, this is the lead singer of the rock band Life of Agony. He announced he's detransitioning, which means he was living for 12 plus years as a woman and decided to not do that anymore. Okay.
Now suddenly I'm anti-trans because I absolutely refuse to buy into the psychotic narrative that children need hormones and irreversible surgeries. That's the furthest thing from care in my eyes. And I'm gonna fucking prove it to everyone. I got about 60 books that I've collected over the years before I came out. It took me almost 30 years to come out. I went to 3 years of fucking gender therapy
Okay, I can't play too much because you're doing too much cussing. I'll play a little bit of it.
before any hormone was administered in my body. Now these days people are just taking their little ones, little spirits. Let me just tell you this.
So basically he's saying that it took him a long time before there was any kind of transition or anything like that. But now you got kids getting drugs and whatnot to transition, which is completely, I mean, I don't see how anybody, I don't care what you identify as, I don't see how anybody thinks it's okay to have a child, quote unquote, transition. You're doing damage that is beyond comprehension.
Man, you're robbing the right for your child when he or she grows up, when your child grows up, if you bring your child and put them on puberty blockers and irreversible surgeries and all this bullshit that's going on in this fucking psychic world, you are literally stripping them their rights, their adult rights to make decisions for themselves.
100%. Absolutely. And again, this guy lived as a quote unquote woman in his own mind for 12 years. And now he's going back the other direction. And you see that all the time. A lot of guys, they'll try to do something like this and realize, you know what? I made a mistake. I want to go back the other direction. And they realize that later in life. Now, what if you're 12 years old, like Dwayne Wade's boy, and you are allowed to basically live as a woman in your mind? Like, how does it really happen? And then, okay, you're 12 years old and you want to do something like that. You go through puberty and things change. If you got puberty blockers, things still going to change in your body because you're not blocking your puberty. You're just adjusting the way that puberty happens to you. And you are going to suffer medically, not just emotionally, not just, you're going to suffer medically as a result of those drugs you were put on. But even if there were no drugs involved, you still have a mental issue because you've been living this certain way for a long time. It's like being a domesticated dog or a domesticated lion, and you're put back out in the wild after you lived your whole life in the sanctuary. How are you going to survive in the real world? Going back to last show, when I was talking about these kids that grow up, become adults, and they're not ready to be adults. I see all the time, oh, I'm adulting. I don't like adulting. What do you mean you don't like adulting? You're an adult. That's what adults do. Adult. That's what they do. But these kids ain't ready. They're 24 years old at a job interview with their mom right next to them. They're not ready they can't talk to you, can't have a conversation. And this is part of it when they're told it's okay to be a quote unquote girl at 10 years old. If you're told that as a boy and now you're graduating, you're 18 years old, you're already 6 foot tall, you're a man. What are you going to do when the real world strikes? When the real world hits you? You're not ready at all. All right. Now, speaking about Thanksgiving, we got not Tampon Tim. I thought it was Tampon Tim. Is it just me? Or do Doug Emhoff and Tampon Tim resemble? They could be cousins, brothers, I don't know. Stepbrothers, basically. I thought it was Kamala and Tampon Tim, but no, that's Kamala and her husband, the white man, Doug Emhoff. And by the way, it's funny how Kamala is married to the white man and a Jewish guy on top of that. and it's not really a problem. But, you know, anytime a black person, a black conservative, if you're a black conservative man married to a white woman, oh my Lord, oh my goodness, you're going to get all types of criticism. But Kamala is fine. So they're in the kitchen.
Happy Thanksgiving. Good morning. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. We have a plethora of collard greens that we have farmed locally and brought in. And all we need you to do today is to take that woody stem out of the center.
Kind of fun. The work that you are doing here is it's the best measure of leadership, which is to care about how other people are doing and then do something to lift them up.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Dodge the bullet. If nothing else, I mean, the policy and everything, that's one thing. Bad policy, bad presidency under Biden. She's incompetent in general, doesn't know anything. But listen to her talk, nails in the chalkboard. Nails on the chalkboard. That's what I hear when I hear Kamala talk.
And you all do this on behalf of so many people you may never meet, but whose lives are forever impacted because of your love, your hard work, and your commitment to community. So I thank you.
All righty, so there we go. That's Tampon Tim. I mean, Doug Emhoff, Kamala Harris and Doug Emhoff, really, really cringe as normal, per usual. I'm glad she's out of here. I am glad she's out of here. Now, speaking about people being out of here, this whole thing with the money that she spent, 2.5, I think they said 2.5 billion now. And we got this lady right here talking about it, one of the mega donors. Now listen, I was asking in my video, do we have a Chinese spy on our hands? Who is this lady? Talking about she has contributed millions of dollars to the campaign through her donors. Now, who are her donors? Chinese millionaires, billionaires? Who are her donors? She is obviously a Chinese national. Who is this lady? Listen, it's not about being racist either, because what race is Chinese? Ain't no race called Chinese. It's just a nationality. We've seen a lot of Chinese spies over the past few years. We saw Fang Fang with Eric Swalwell. I think there was 2 Chinese spies in the military that got locked up for passing China information. We've seen this over and over again. We've seen some of their hardware that they sell us from Huawei and what like that got spyware already on it. They're talking about TikTok could be spyware. Like, this ain't nothing new that I'm talking about. But I have to speak on the elephant in the room. This could be a Chinese spy. But anyway, what she is a mega donor to the Kamala campaign, and she wants answers. Hey, where'd the money go? What happened? And in part, she blames the Obama team, Obama world, for the result.
Actually held 2 calls, one for her top donors and one for grassroots. I was speaking and texting with fellow attendees of the call, and we were amazed by how self-congratulatory the tone was. I don't recall, the call was about 20, 30 minutes. I don't recall anyone taking responsibility for the fact that we spent about $2 billion across Super PAC in the campaign and came up so significantly short. We lost 7 swing states.
Self-congratulatory? In what types of things were being said?
They praised Harris as a visionary leader. I believe at one moment during the call, she was talking about her Thanksgiving recipe. And I don't say this with any malice or anything. I'm just merely conveying what happened. I think I was stunned to hear that, given just the extent and brutality of the loss and the fact that DNC staffers, at least two thirds have been fired summarily. And a lot of them are at a loss as to what to do. I'm just frankly stunned that there was no sort of postmortem or an analysis of how we can do better, what sort of lessons were learned. It was really just patting each other on the back, congratulating each other on I'm not sure what, and saying we'll see you for Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of donors are not happy. A number of them are blaming people in Obama world.
Obama world. They're blaming them.
That's who they helicoptered in after Biden stepped down. A lot of consultants in Obama world came over and took over the campaign apparatus. The same people who were whispering and leaking to the press that Harris should be replaced at the top of the ticket when Biden was running. So you can imagine just the hypocrisy underlying a lot of it.
So there we go. Now, Obama, we all know Obama doesn't like, listen, Obama does not like Biden. Obama thought Biden was a clown when he was a vice president. Joe Biden was there to help Obama win because Biden represented a lot of that kind of Democrat, kind of the old school roughneck white guy. That's who he was supposed to represent. Okay. And he's from Delaware, Pennsylvania, basically. So that was a strategy. It was strategic to place him as a running mate. That's all. But Obama did not like Joe Biden. He did not want Joe Biden to run. When Joe Biden ran in 2020, Obama did not endorse him, at least not right away. It took him a long time. Same thing with Kamala. Some would think, I'm going to play a video that I played in my other video here, of Obama snubbing Joe Biden. I'm going to play this, and then some would think that he's just snubbing Joe Biden in favor of Kamala because Kamala's right there in front of Joe and next to Obama. You see Joe trying to get a little bit of attention, trying to talk to him. Hey, Obama. Hey, what's going on? You see you shaking hands. You're kind of ignoring me here. Hey, man, I was vice president for 8 years. I'm touching you on the shoulder right now. Hey, man, you're shaking more hands. You're ignoring me. He does not want to talk to him. Now, some would think, like I was saying, that he was snubbing him, that he was snubbing Joe in favor of Kamala, but he does not like Kamala either. He thinks Kamala is a moron. And just like the lady was talking about, the Chinese lady, it was the Obama world who were floating out rumors that Kamala was going to step down before Joe Biden dropped out. Because the plan was, okay, let's replace Kamala as the vice president. Let's replace her because we're going to make Joe Biden step down. And the person we replace Kamala with will become the nominee. That was the plan. And also the plan was to have Josh Shapiro from Pennsylvania be the president the same way that they took Biden from Delaware, which is right there by Pennsylvania. Delaware, basically, Wilmington, that's a Philly suburb. So you're trying to get Pennsylvania by way of Joe Biden, and the same thing with Josh Shapiro. But because, number one, you got Kamala Harris, and number two, you got somebody tells the parliament in the Democratic Party, they couldn't pick Josh Shapiro. So they picked Tampon Tim Walz, basically a Chinese by himself. Okay. It was a mess. It was a complete mess. So the Obamas most certainly did meddle, but really it's the Democratic Party's fault because let's go back to 2020. Let's go back. Democratic Party, they're desperate to get Trump out of the way. They're desperate. They'll do whatever it takes. So they threw everything they could at the American people. They threw everything at the American people. The entire kitchen sink. Okay, we got a 5'8" gay married white dude named Pete Buttigieg, who, by the way, won Iowa. And you know what? Now they're saying in 2028, the ticket is rumored to be AOC and Pete Buttigieg. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine AOC and Pete Buttigieg? I mean, listen, for one, I love that rumor. I love that ticket. I love it. Go ahead and run an Hispanic woman who's like 25 years old mentally and a gay married man. Run that and see how it works. That's worse. Listen, AOC and Buttigieg is worse than Kamala and Tampon Tim. Tampon Tim is bad, but better than Buttigieg because at least Tampon Tim is not openly gay. Although he is gay, he's not openly gay like Pete Buttigieg. And America is not ready for no openly gay married man with adopted babies. Nor do they want this bartending Puerto Rican lady from New York City. It ain't gonna happen. So I say go ahead and run it. But anyway, in 2020, they were desperate. So they threw whatever they could. They had Amy Klobuchar, Shaking and Bacon, Pete Buttigieg, Cory Booker, and they put Cory Booker with a fake girlfriend, Rosie O'Donnell. It's like, yo, you mean to tell me that Cory Booker, was able to have Rosario Dawson as his girlfriend? I mean, get real. Get real. Listen, if you believe this was a real couple, I have a bridge in Brooklyn. I got a lake in Arizona. I got a clean bathroom in India. I'm playing. If you believe that, you're just not really paying attention. Okay, I do not believe this for 1 minute. They did whatever they could back then to throw people at you and have you pick, rather than cultivating one person and standing behind them. It should have been Gavin Newsom. That would have been the easy slam dunk, but they're dumb over there. They do dumb things. So they put all these people at you. Kamala did very poorly. She dropped out in 2019 before the primaries even happened. She was polling dead last behind all of them. And Joe Biden was not doing very well either until South Carolina. But in South Carolina, luckily for him, 75% of their electorate that are Democratic party voting are black. Again, in South Carolina, 75% of the Democratic electorate is black. So they know him from Obama. And black folks, listen, black folks love Obama. Now that love is a lot lower among the youngins, among the younger population, because we didn't have him as a president. I did, but the guys that's 20 years old, they don't know Obama as a president. That's before their time. Listen, if you're 20 years old right now and you're voting for the first time, you were born in 2004. Okay, this is right before Obama. So you were 4 years old when Obama got elected. By the time he was done, you were what? My math, y'all please forgive me. 12? So you don't really, you were kind of young to kind of understand that. You don't know what's really going on. So he does not have the same level of importance to you that he does to the older generation. So he's a lot less influential. But a lot of black folks still love Obama. So that's how he was able to succeed. And that's why they picked Joe Biden to be the nominee, because of the black vote. They figure, okay, we can win with him, knowing that he's 1,000 years old and shouldn't be running. Then, of course, you got to pay the black community back. What are we going to do? Black woman vice president. All right, come on. Boom. Let's pick this lady who is not black, but close enough, racially ambiguous, like Rosario Dawson, right? Like these people right here. Like they could be anything. He could be black, white, Italian, Arab, Drake. He could be anything, right? Same thing with her. What race is Rosario Dawson? Who knows? They put that lady in there, realizing that she's a bad candidate because she ran for president and came in dead last in the polling. She dropped out before the primaries even happened. So they set themselves up. You got a bad president who's 1,000 years old and can't go another term, and you got a moron who's going to jump in and be the nominee. They set themselves up. So you could blame the Obama world, and that's fine. But the Democratic Party, the whole machine, they're dumb. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right. Do we have more? I believe I do. Oh yeah, my man. This is the guy. Hold on. Matter of fact, hold on. What I want to do is talk about Kash Patel. Now you guys know Kash Patel, you know who that is? He has been nominated by Trump to be the FBI director replacing Christopher Wray. That is hold on. Shout out to Trump for that. That's a good pick. A lot of you guys like Kash Patel. I like him as well. And if you guys don't know who that is, I'm going to just show you a little bit from him so you know who we're getting, all right?
The biggest problem the FBI has come out of its intel shops. I'd break that component out of it. I'd shut down the FBI Hoover building on day one and reopening the next day as a museum of the deep state. And I'd take the 7,000 employees that work in that building and send them across America to chase down criminals. Go be cops. You're cops. Go be cops. Go chase down murderers and drug dealers and violent offenders. What do you need 7,000 people there for? Same thing with DOJ. What are all these people doing here? Looking for their next government promotion, looking for their next fancy government title, looking for their parachute out of government. So while you're bringing in the right people, you also have to shrink government.
Exactly. Right on, Kash Patel. I think we got one more.
Anyway, the other thing that I put in the book that I recommended the boss to do hits on this. We need a 24/7 declassification office.
Yes.
Rolling papers out 24/7. And not just like JFK and not just 9/11. You're talking to the guy that's read the whole 9/11 report and those 7 pages that people talk about. But I believe, as like the guy who's an intel guy who believes wholeheartedly in the classified system of information, I believe that it has been over-abused by these corrupt officials in government to hide the truth and enact more corrupt activities. So what I told the boss was like, I don't care what you call it, truth and reconciliation, whatever, come up with a better name. But every agency and department literally submits all of their documentation. And I believe you could get half out. Half. I still think the other half needs to remain classified. I'll always argue that it does serve a purpose. But like you're seeing in these documents in the Jack Smith case, they're just redacting stuff that they lied about, that they broke the law.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's used to protect themselves.
And it's a public document in a federal court, which is a document for the people of the United States. And we can have you run that office. You can come in and just be like, hey, I want all the Saudi documents.
I'll gladly do that. I'd be so happy.
So
Luke
will be
the
press secretary for the Libertarian Party.
The declassifying
the
documenter.
Viceroy of declassification.
Absolutely. I like that.
There you go.
I'm in. You got me. Where do I sign up?
Yeah. But I think that's how you earn the respect. Like you said, Donald Trump started talking about these things. Then we started putting these documents out there. And remember when I ran Russiagate, right? They came after me and said, if you put out the Nunes memo and you put this out that you wrote, our enemies and our allies are going to get murdered. No one died.
There we go. So that is a preview what you're going to get with Kash Patel. Again, Donald Trump has nominated Kash Patel to be the FBI director, replacing Christopher Wray. So that's going to be a great pick. I like it a lot. I think there was only one pick I was not in love with from Trump. Maybe there's more that I haven't seen, but the one pick was Matt Gaetz. But that's not going to be an issue anymore. Now we got Pam Bondi. I think Pam Bondi is going to be a fine pick to be Attorney General if and when she gets confirmed. That'd be great. Kash Patel, FBI Director. Let's rock and roll. Make it happen. All right. Now, where are we at here? Do I have real estate videos? I think I got some. I got one big real estate video that I got to show you in a second. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right. But yeah, we're going to get back on track, though. We're going to get right back on track and get things rocking and rolling again. All right. Here's one I wanted to show for sure. Matter of fact, just the one. I think just the one is fine. Now, here we have Gavin Newsom's brand new pad. Hold on, is it new? Yeah, it's new.
California Governor Gavin Newsom just dropped $9 million on a luxurious mansion outside of San Francisco. But just across the Golden Gate Bridge, the Blue City continues to battle massive waves of crime and homelessness. The Newsom family snatched the $9.1 million mansion off the market earlier this month. The 5,600 square foot home boasts 6 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms, a chef's kitchen, floor-to-ceiling windows, a guest house, outdoor sculptures, and a swimming pool and spa, just to name a few features. The architecturally stunning home is in Kentfield, which is just north of the city and has around 6,800 residents. Homes went for a median $2.8 million last month. While some neighbors are thrilled to see the high-profile family moving in, not all are lining up to throw them a block party. After hearing the news, one neighbor said, "I'll be cordial, but he is not getting a pie from me." The Newsom family's purchase was the 5th most expensive in Kentfield since 1999, according to a local appraisal blog.
Must be nice, Gavin. Must be nice. It must be. And you know what? You got so much money, you still got to take 200 grand from the taxpayers for a personal photographer. Okay. Hey man, you got 9.1. Why not hire your own guy with your own money? Nah, let's not do that. Let's take from the taxpayer so I can look pretty and whatnot in California. See, that's why he don't want to be the president. Really, like I said before, he is an obvious pick to run for president. He would do well. Now, I'm not advocating they do that. I don't want them to win. Like I said earlier, go ahead and run the AOC and booty gig. Go ahead, do that. That's great, fantastic. Don't run Gavin. Don't run Oprah. Don't run Michelle Obama. Run these morons and idiots because if you run them, it makes it easier for us. All you guys are gonna do is spend billions of dollars and get stomped out in the wine. You would get stomped out into his winery, because what he owns is a winery, or wineries, plural. But yeah, go ahead and run them. He doesn't want to run because he's living like a king in California. He's pretty much the king of California. That's what he is. And he rules by fiat. Okay, we're going to give EV tax credits, but we're not going to give it for Tesla because I don't like Elon. That's what communists and dictators do. But then they say that we are the dictators and we're the ones that want to do things the way they're doing it. It's so crazy. But yeah, 9.1, it must be nice. Now, speaking about houses and whatnot in California, nice houses owned by rich people. We have South American, probably Venezuelan gangs targeting the homes of NFL football players and basketball players too. The NBA put out a notice. There was a notice put out by the NBA about the gangs targeting their homes. Now, I wonder how the gangs got here. Anybody want to take a guess how they got here?
Both Mahomes and teammate Travis Kelce had their Kansas homes robbed on back-to-back days just last month. And just two of the growing number of celebrity athletes in multiple leagues to be targeted, and prompting the NFL and NBA to issue a bulletin saying it's important for players to maintain situational awareness, practice social media safety, and implement home security measures to reduce risk. Now, because team schedules are public knowledge, it's easy for these burglary rings, most coming in from South America, to know when the players will be gone. And some may already be under surveillance. Tactics have included attempted home deliveries, posing as ground maintenance, or joggers in the neighborhood.
This certainly has a level of sophistication.
Joggers is hilarious. That's funny. Oh, my goodness.
To it, obviously.
Former Special Agent Michael Tabman recommends getting the FBI involved.
We have to have an agency such as the FBI with broad jurisdiction throughout the country. So when we have crimes occurring in multiple states, not only do we have the jurisdiction, but we have the resources.
Here in California, home tourism burglary has been a problem for years. Thieves hiding cameras in bushes and fake rocks, jamming devices used to disable security cameras. Hundreds of Chilean and Colombian tourists have been arrested, including some of the masterminds.
Once the crime tourists had gone across the country and stolen merchandise, money, credit cards, debit cards, they would send much of that back to the defendants. The defendants would then fence or sell that merchandise.
One of the latest cases may be in Santa Clarita. Drones used to surveil 3 homes in a well-to-do neighborhood. Then hooded suspects entered the backyards and break in, only to be followed to a nearby motel parking lot.
So there we have it. Colombians, Chileans, Venezuelans too. We got the whole world coming here through the border to take advantage of us, to rob us, do whatever they want to do. I mean, it's just like whatever, right? Not really a big deal. Not really a problem. Pretty interesting. Yeah, what Obama say? Fruit pickers and bed makers. Well, why are the grass cutters breaking in my house and stealing my Super Bowl rings and my watches and my jewelry? Why are they surveilling me where I go to football games and they know my schedule? I thought they were just cutting my grass and they're jogging. They're jogging in my neighborhood. It's a mess. Anyway, yeah, maybe they didn't get the police caught on because they were just jogging and it's nothing to see there. All right. I think that might be all I got. Oh, one more before we get to the calls. This is the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, which is like, from what I read, the Aussie version of BBC and CNN or whatever. this guy's raging against Joe Rogan. And I'm gonna say my opinion about it after we get done watching.
I have a question about Joe Rogan, and you've sort of touched on elements of this in the US. He's obviously the world's most popular podcast host. He has 3 billion listeners. He's sort of managed to successfully capture that bro market in America. And his influence is such that in the wake of the US election, the Democrats have said that one of Kamala Harris's mistakes was that she didn't appear on his program. So I'm just wondering if you had any observations about what's behind the Joe Rogan effect, how you believe he's managed to so successfully capture this huge market. And then for us here in Australia, you know, how would or should the ABC be going about capturing that kind of audience?
Look, I'm not sure that I'm the right person to respond to that question. I am not a consumer or enthusiast about Mr. Rogan and his work.
Shocking.
Exactly. Yeah, I am so shocked that you, sir, do not watch the Joe Rogan Experience. I am beyond shocked.
I am not one of the 3 billion.
Well, listen, though, somebody said it's half the world. 3 billion people is a lot. We're only about maybe 8 billion at the most, 7.5 to 8 billion. So to have 3 billion unique listeners, not just views, unique listeners is big. You're talking about cross-cultural, different languages. I mean, all over the whole world, you got people watching Joe Rogan Experience. His podcast is the biggest thing in this world right now when you're talking about digital media. It's not even close.
And I'm unlikely to be 3 billion and one anytime soon. I think people like Mr. Rogan prey on people's vulnerabilities. They prey on fear. They prey on anxiety. They prey on all of the elements that contribute to uncertainty in society, and they entrepreneur fantasy outcomes and conspiracy outcomes as being a normal part of social narrative. I personally find it deeply repulsive, and to think that someone has such remarkable power in the United States is something that I look at in disbelief.
It's disgusting. It's repulsive. Hey, why do you guys hate us so much? Why didn't you guys want to vote for us?
I'm also absolutely in dismay that this can be a source of public entertainment when it's really treating the public as plunder for purposes that are really quite malevolent.
All right, so there we have it. Yeah, so you know what's going on? You know what's going on. The old school media can't wrap their heads around why Joe Rogan and other podcasters, even a guy like me, I'm nowhere near a Rogan, but I have some level of influence. They don't understand how we're able to do it. They don't get it. Because back in their day, they could just put out whatever they wanted on TV and people believed it. But those days are over with. Sir, you are a fossil. It is what it is. And I ain't trying to make an age joke. I'm talking about your industry. It's not even about you. You could be 25 years old in the industry. You would still be a fossil because your industry is dying. People are getting information from different sources. They find it more reliable. They find it more personable. And they found it to be more honest. Even if I get something wrong, I'm going to own up to what I have said wrong. And I'm going to always tell you guys, don't even take my word for it or their word for it. Do your own independent research. They don't do that. They present themselves as a grand arbiter of truth, but they don't tell the truth. Just like The View. When you got somebody like, who was that? One of the joys, one of the joyless people on The View, Joy Behar. When Joy Behar says Joe Rogan believes, he's a dragon believer, and I looked it up, believe me. And then she says, well, ABC is a place where you get real news, real information. That's why people watch this. When you do that and you say something wrong and completely easy to debunk right before it, you weaken your credibility. Your credibility is shot. People are noticing that. Listen, Joy, you can't just say whatever you want to say. Those days are gone. if this was 1992, before the internet being what it is, if this was back then, you could say something like that and get away with it. You can't do that anymore. That's why you guys are dying, and you will continue to die. And I'm here for it. I am here for it. Mainstream media had a lot of power, had a lot of influence, but that's waning because they abused their power. They abused their influence. They used their power and influence to push propaganda and false narratives rather than the truth. That's what happened. So what's happening right now, they're jealous, they're hating, and they're mad. But if they listened to us and did what we do, then maybe they'd be able to get out of this rut. But you know something else, though. They can't really do it. They don't know how to do it. If they did know how to do it, then they would. Okay, I want to play this video, and then I'm going to get to the calls and whatnot and the super chats. But this is the kind of thing that the left puts out in order to try and attract us. They don't know us. They don't speak to us. So they don't understand how to communicate to us. Watch this. Is it going to play or not? Let's go ahead and just refresh that.
I love sinking into the couch, cold beer in my mouth, rooting for the twins and Tim. And I love sharing all my tools, playing by the rules, keeping those edges trim and Tim.
When you put stuff like that out there and you think, hey, you know what, that'd be great, the audience will love it. Unironically, it's not even the comedy. They're dead serious about that. They were dead serious about putting that commercial out. Dead serious. Not even the comedy. And we're just like, what are y'all doing? We understand what we want. Y'all don't know what we want. Simple. I'm not sharing no tools. I'm not sharing nothing. Hey, man, you want a drill? I'll give you one. I got about 2 or 3 of them anyway. I'll give you the charger as well. You want this little Craftsman? Look, you're not getting my DeWalt. You're not getting my Makita or the Milwaukee. I'll give you this little Craftsman from Walmart and the charger. Go ahead and take that. If you borrow it and don't give it back, so what? I don't care. But I'm not giving you my prized possessions. I'm not giving you my nice socket wrench set. I'm not giving you my little small set. I ain't giving you that because you're going to tear it up, lose it, keep it forever. I'm not sharing my tools anyway. I'll give you one if I don't want it. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okie dokie. Oh, one more thing. So Ellen, a.k.a. Rachel Maddow, a.k.a. Mark Cuban, got hit by a flood over in UK. Now, I think she got hit by a flood also in California, Santa Clarita, and then she got hit again by a flood because remember, the ads, my goodness, look at this. Do y'all see this? This is like 1999 AOL. You've got mail. It's like that with the pop-ups. Look at this. So if we can just get past all of my shopping habits from Express. Okay, Ellen DeGeneres, Cotswolds dream submerged. Hollywood star's idyllic multi-million-pound farmhouse is hit by floods with surrounding fields underwater. Just days after she and wife Portia de Rossi moved to the UK to flee Donald Trump's America. Alrighty. Hey, that is so sad. You fled the United States because Orange Man bad, and then you get hit by a flood. Hey, man. I don't know what to tell you, man. God don't like ugly. That's one thing I'm gonna tell you. She's okay. Her friend. Look. If you married to a woman, that don't count as being married, in my opinion. If you married to the same sex. But anyway, her wife and Ellen, they're okay. So it's okay to make a joke about it. But yeah, shout out to them. God don't like ugly. All right, let's keep on rocking and rolling. We got super chats on deck. Then I'm going to get to the calls. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Now, because I had lost a lot of weight. I dropped like 20 pounds, so I needed to get like new suits. I was having these big suits. I had like 3 suits. I normally have 3 suits, but I lost weight, so my suits are looking real crazy and big, like a zoot suit. like one of these young kids, one of these young NBA players wearing their really big clothes all over the place. It was like Corinne Jean-Pierre that one time at the White House podium with the real big coat on. It was looking like that. I'm like, okay, I got to get some new suits. And I caught a Black Friday sale. One thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get a sale. I'm gonna get a good sale, and I'm gonna wear them clothes, the quality clothes, for a long time. I got a jacket from like 15 years ago from Burlington that still is perfect condition, a pea coat. That's how I do. But anyway, where I get my suits, I go to Bonobos is a good place. Bonobos, Express. I still go to Jose or Men's Warehouse too. Yeah, that's no problem. Jose, Men's Warehouse. If I can get a good deal and it's good quality, that's the main thing that matters. Yeah, I dropped 20 pounds just because I wanted to. I wanted to just kind of get more muscle tone and definition. I wanted to get more like cut up. But I'm not quite cut up quite yet. I ain't looking like one of these Lou Ferrigno type people. Yeah, I was looking like exactly dudes. Like Kelly Rowland at the thing. Hold on. I was looking like this with my suits. Let me show a picture. Yeah, my suit was looking like this on me. So I'm like, all right, man, I got to get some new suits because I can't be out here looking like a whole clown. Yeah, the baggy era. Listen, the baggy era is long gone. All right, listen. So I'm feeling kind of vulnerable right now. I'm feeling like I can trust you guys. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a picture of me when I was like 20 years old and when I had the baggy look. I ain't going to show you like everything, but I'm going to show you something else in a minute. But yeah, I was looking like that with my suit. Like, man, we can't be out there like that, man. Looking like a character from Arkham Asylum or something like that. We can't be doing that. Anyway, I'm gonna get that picture ready for you in a minute, but we got super chats on deck. First, Apple Bacher All Puff Daddy says, on behalf of ABL fans, happy Thanksgiving. Ivan, peace. All right. Apple also says, ABL, how was Thanksgiving dinner? Dessert, gravy? Everything was good. I ain't do too much. Everything was good. Thank you to Apple again who says, ABL, how do we white guys respond when Rep. Ayanna Pressley says to keep MLK out of our mouths, or when Rep. Summer Lee accuses GOP of racism? I mean, I wouldn't even really respond because at the end of the day, what are you really going to say? I ain't even really going to respond. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I would just kind of laugh. I don't know. Apple again says blanket pardons for all J6ers and reparations as well. Thank you to Apple again who says agree, disagree, ABL on J6, blanket pardons and money. Yeah, I would say everybody that's locked up for January 6th, immediately as soon as Trump gets in office, he could do anything, immediately go ahead and cancel any, like, void, pardon, money, all of that. Get everybody out. Do that. And you know what? Somebody was asking, there was a meme put up, and they said, if you could only lock two of them up, who would you lock up? This meme right here. Hold on, let me show it. Here's a meme. If you could only convict two, and you see who's on the screen, we got Kamala, Tampon Tim, Soros, Alex Soros, who is this? His name, Schiff, Adam Schiff, Joe, Nancy Pelosi, Jack Smith, Hillary, Jill Biden, Barack Obama. What's that? Is that Ray? Christopher Ray? Who's that right there? Puff Daddy. I don't know what that is right there at the bottom, or that guy. And you got Big Mike. So they're like, out of all these, who you gonna lock up if you only got two choices? I said lock up Soros and Jack Smith, and everybody else put him in prison for years with no conviction. The same way they did to January 6 people. How about that? How about that? Put him in jail, in the holding facility, solitary confinement for years, the same way they did with the J6 people. Why not? If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. Okay. Oh, that Larry Fink? Yeah, Larry Fink from BlackRock. Yeah, that's the guy, one of the guys. And the other guy, I think that might have been Cohen, Michael Cohen, Trump's lawyer or former lawyer. Yeah, get everybody. Put them all in the penitentiary. Big rocks, little rocks. Okay, now here's me. Y'all ready? This is YNABL. This is me. I'm like 20 years old right here. This is my dad's house. This is back when he had a condo in downtown Portsmouth. The mirror walls. Dad was wild though. You go in Dad, he had mirror walls, black statues, and it was a mess in there. But yeah, that's me, a YN with the baggy shorts. These are like jorts. Everything right here is like 3x the size. Everything 3x the size. But I got a different kind of polo shirt on right there. That was me. All right. That was me back in the YN days. Oh, I did all the sagging. I did everything. Sagging, big clothes, all of that. Yes, I did. Yes. I'm 20 years old. This is like 2004. 2004? Yeah. So G-Unit, all of that was going on back then. That was me. Yeah, I was wild. But Dad was wilder. All of them were crazy. Anyway, that was my vulnerable moment, but I move on. And the reason why I showed that is because of the big suit. I can't be going back to the big clothes era. We're past that. Lil Ant, who is that? Yeah, do you know me? Like, because that was my name back in the day too. Lil Anthony. All right, let's go back to the super chats. Let's get back on. Let's stay focused. Thank you to Joseph for the super chat. Thank you to Apple again, who says, I hope Dr. Ben Carson is in Trump's cabinet. I hope so too. Did I freestyle rap? Yeah, I did all that. I had a notebook of freestyle raps. I used to have all the time. But yeah, why did I say it? Because it was a style back then. It was a style. That's what people were doing. Tall tees. Listen, I had the tall tees on wholesale. I went to the Korean store and I would say, hey man, can I get some of these for a discount if I buy more at once? So I used to go in the back and they would give me tall tees in the bags wholesale. So a tall white tee back then might have been like $10 or $5. I forget what it was, but I was able to get them for like 40% off. And I was able to sell some. I was always really entrepreneurial since I've been like a kid. Anyway, let's keep rocking. Shout out to Apple, who says Michigan Wolverines flag and Ohio State field. Oh, I saw that. Yeah, where they tried to plant the flag. That was a mess. All right, I'm getting kind of late here. Thank you to Kash, who says it's literally biblical battle of good versus evil. Of course. Kash also says, per Fox 40, Newsom intends to sue Trump on day one. Go ahead. Everybody do that. Go ahead. Thank you, Michael Guess, who says, yes, real ginger women are unique, special, except Jen, I ain't gonna say what you called her, Jen Psaki. Thank you to Julian Bueno, who says, my back got bigger, but I'm bulking, don't trip. Hey, it's all good, man. As long as you on the right path, it's all good. Thank you to Justin Cameron, who says, King of the Hill is big in Japan. Interesting, didn't know that. Thank you to Tony Hay Munkits for becoming an ABL supporter. Thank you to Justin Cameron for also becoming an ABL supporter. Thank you to Ryan Henderson, who says, even Putin recognized our love, the love we have gotten. Thank you, Ryan Henderson, again, who says, spending the money, Ukraine do not benefit us. It benefits the grifter that's waiting for the money after they get out of office. That's why we need Doge. Exactly. Thank you to Michael Guest, who says, to the illegal asylum seekers, nah. Hey, goodbye. Thank you to Laura Catherine, who says, I made my elf on the shelf his own MAGA hat. I love it. Shout out to you. Thank you to Tony Hay Munkits, who says, I got my new badge in 2 months. I'm super excited. Shout out to you. Thank you to Blast Radius, who says, Project 2025 is not a threat, and Cohen and the rest of the leftists know it. Thank you to Thermoscopes 13, who says, ABL, where should I send those gift cards you asked for? I got the Google Play gift cards you wanted, but you stopped responding to WhatsApp. Hey, man, that's not me. I promise. It was that guy that sounded like this that talked to you and got that cards from you. It was not me. Shout out to Blast Radius, who says Bernie Sanders was also always a fraud. He's a grifter, LARPing as a socialist, saying commie rhetoric to his followers so he profits. Same thing Hassan Piker and Vosh does, by the way. Correct. Thank you to Ryan Henderson, who says Kamala looks so uncomfortable trying to prepare those greens. She She needs that bathtub. Exactly. Ryan Henry saying she needs the bathtub. Preparing greens in the civilized environment is not what she does. She want that big house, apartment, bathtub. I think it's Ryan Henderson again who says, I read that one. I think it's a Hail Mary who says, we need to do something to lift Kamala up. She must be feeling down. Hey, you know what she's going to do to get lifted up? Hey, hitting that sauce. Hey, she need to stay off that sauce. Let's not lift her up. Let's let her get sober. How about that? Let's let her get sober. That'll get her back on the right track. Thank you to Ryan Henderson who says, Kamala was visionary leader, a blurred vision. She needs to leave that Jack Daniels alone. Thank you to Chairman Mo who says, Gavin is washing Auntie Nancy and Uncle Paul's insider trading money. Exactly. Thank you, Michael Critchlow who says, is it time to end birthright citizenship? It might be. It might be. Thank you to Charmaine Bush who said, thanks to Brandon Tatum for referring you. Absolutely love you and every one of your vids from North Las Vegas. Hope happily married. White woman, 55 years old. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Thank you to Tony Hay Munkits for gifting an ABL membership. I really appreciate you for that one. Alrighty. We got calls on deck. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. I know I'm late getting to the calls, but don't blame me. Blame the white man because it ain't my fault. If Skype doesn't work, don't blame me because it ain't my fault. There's an email for Skype in the description if you want to be on the screen, bottom left-hand corner. And of course, the number is always in the ticker right here at a certain point and in the description box below. Again, 434, there it is. Thank you, Sheree. 434-658-1220. That's the number. Let me get my sound together, and then we get rocking and rolling with the calls. Okay, let's get that. Perfect. There we go. And we are ready. Let's go. 484, who am I speaking to?
ABL, how are you tonight?
It's all good, man. What's going on?
Not much. I was watching the show, enjoying myself. This is Hunter from Skipback, PA.
All righty.
I just had one instant or concern is I'm shocked that the Democrats, Black Lives Matter, Antifa did not attack Washington State like they did last time Donald Trump won the election. Do you think they're holding back something, or do you think they realize that they don't have a hold over the media or people anymore?
I'm not really sure. That's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, do you think possibly for his inauguration they'll come back and and try to do a big fight or a big riot like they have before?
I mean, I don't know. I think maybe last time the objective was to make it look like it was us doing something, but really it was them. It was the left protesting, and they tried to put it on us. So maybe they can't do that again this time. I don't really know. Maybe they don't have any more money because you saw they were $20 million in the hole. So maybe there's no Antifa budget this time.
I hear you. No, I appreciate you. I watch you constantly, and God bless you. God bless all the other patriots out there, and have a wonderful evening, sir. Thank you very much for your entertainment.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
All right. God bless.
All righty. Charles, my man, for the call. Let's go to 361. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Elizabeth from San Antonio, Texas.
All righty. What's going on?
Hello, Anthony. Hello, ABL family. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. First of all, real quick, I just wanted to tell you happy belated birthday because I didn't get to call and tell you happy birthday. But you had me laughing earlier with Kamala regarding her mental condition. You had me laughing so hard because you said, please throw that box away of that bare feet wine, and it's actually barefoot wine. So I was just laughing. I was just laughing and laughing. It was so funny. But anyway, I did want to say something, if that's okay. It has nothing to do with the topics that are the main topics that that you're focusing on tonight. Is that okay? It's only because I just wanted for the rest of our ABL family to know, what I'm feeling, and I'm just curious to know if anybody else feels the way that I do. Now, ever since Trump came into office, I have been super duper supportive of him. Locally over here, everybody knows that I'm like the biggest Trump supporter ever, and I am still a big, huge Trump supporter. However, I do not like Elon Musk. I do not like this AI tech, everything that's going on. I do not like any of the artificial intelligence technology that's going on. I do not like the robot dogs that are guarding him at Mar-a-Lago because he's the president-elect. I just don't like any of the robots. I don't like any of this at all whatsoever. And as the days go by more and more, I just get these vibes that, like, things are being done by design for the ultimate agenda, the New World Order. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know if anybody else feels the way that I do about it, but I feel like this isn't God-fearing patriotism that was founded, but that was set in stone by our founding fathers in 1776. Let President Trump be President Trump the way that he was before, and just run the country and keep us safe and protect us. Do what you got to do, continue to be in this order: pro-God, pro-life, pro-Israel, pro-military, pro-law enforcement, pro-border control, pro-racial unity, pro-economic growth. All this other stuff going on with the AI and Elon Musk and everything, I just honestly, I'm just not feeling it. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know if anybody else feels this way. I know it's kind of late. And I tried to call earlier, but I was doing a lot of chores. And so I don't know if anybody else has time to call in to kind of give some feedback on what I said, or, maybe in the chats, or maybe, next week somebody can remember, my thoughts that I expressed tonight. But that's just the way that I feel. I know it's random, but I just wanted to express that tonight.
Thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
Alrighty, you have a good night. Thank you.
Same to you. Thank you. Now, to address her points, I understand, but truthfully, you want to be totally honest, AI has been here. AI is here, and the tech that we see is nothing compared to what the government already has. So what you want to do is have good faith people on our side with that kind of technology to innovate that, because what you don't want is for the technology to get into nefarious hands. Or if it does, you still want to have good guys that can't get involved with it. Innovation is here. It's not going to go away. The things that we see, the dog and ChatGPT, that's like little toys. That's nothing compared to what is already out, and the government already has it. So I understand your point of view, but this ain't 1776. This is 2024. And the things that we see out in the street, the chat, like I said, the little robot dog and the ChatGPT, that's nothing compared to what the government already has. All right, let's go to 860. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Anthony. How you doing? It's FA Ranger X-Boss, brother. Up.
It's all good, man. What's going on?
All right. So in the past 4 years, I've pretty much got a pretty good record of my Nostradamus-like predictions. I've got one for you tonight involving Ellen DeGeneres.
All righty.
Ready for it?
Yes.
Sharice Penjenko. When that little sweet 15-year-old girl came here from the Philippines, she was just the sweetest, most adorable little thing you'd ever want to see. That could rival Whitney Houston as a singer. And I mean, I love Whitney Houston. I mean, come on. Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, oh my God, sexiest grandmother's legs in the world. Oh my God. Tina Turner. Oh, how can I forget Tina Turner? Because I introduced all these ladies to my daughter, who's also half Filipina, and she's also interested in singing, but I would never allow her to be go to competitions and go into stage to be noticed as a singer. She's 15 now, and I said, now you can do it. Now that P. Diddy's being arrested, but watch Sharice Panchenko, sweet little 15-year-old. Look at what she is now. And I'll let you go with that, ABL. God bless you. God bless America. I hope Trump hears me and I get my job back with the defense contractor that I should never been fired over DEI. Take care. Great show, Anthony. Trump, baby. God bless.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you. All right, shout out, man, for the call. Always a good win. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. The number is always in the box below and a ticker right here below me. Let's go to 559 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
ABL, Patrick from California. How's it going?
Everything's good, man. How about yourself?
Good, man. Hey, hope you had a great Thanksgiving. As far as Joy Behar is concerned with Joe Rogan talking about dragons, there is thousands of years of documentation, whether if it's mythological, spiritual, with some of these religions around the world, especially in Asia, or even historical accounts going back all the way to Alexander the Great with his campaigns in India pertaining to dragons. Was that what was Joe Rogan talking about? No. But I think what Joe Rogan was talking about, because I'm not Joe Rogan, of course, but what I think Joe Rogan was talking about, which what he alluded to, was dragons are actually flying dinosaurs, like pterodactyls, like other, lizard birds of prey back in the dinosaur era that had feathers and were winged and were like, big dragon-looking dinosaurs.
Correct.
And so for her to sit... Mm-hmm.
Because he actually cleared that up. He did another podcast with somebody, and he was talking about that. It was like, he was talking about pterodactyls. Like, there were flying reptiles existed. Like, that's not really a thing that's up for discussion.
Right. And for her to sit there and say like, oh, Joe Rogan's crazy and he believes in dragons, so why would you want to go believe him? Well, you're kind of throwing all of these races and all these ethnicities under the bus, and she wants to be like so pro-minority. She's throwing all of these Asian and Islander and Indian races under the bus with thousands and thousands of years of their entire history and heritage. I mean, every single year you see them celebrating out on their holidays with the dragons. It's a big thing, and I think it's just kind of funny and a big 360 on her behalf to sit up and say, oh, he's crazy because he believes in dragons, when he never at all said that in the first place. Actually, what he's saying is dinosaurs. So anyway, ABL, thanks so much for letting me say my piece on that. I just couldn't believe the lies that's coming out of the View. It's crazy. These people, I don't know, they've all lost their minds. So anyway, God bless you, sir, and God bless the United States of America.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Yeah, that was a good point to make, because it's like they're trying to act like there was no flying reptiles. I mean, you had pterodactyls. You saw that like in school. And then look at what's going on right now. Look at alligators, crocodiles, Komodo dragons, even bearded dragons. These are like little baby dinosaurs. My theory is that the Great Flood did happen. And prior to the Great Flood, you did have these animals that existed among us. The bigger reptiles, the bigger flying ones, they existed. But then when the flood happened, they died off, but you had some of the eggs under the water. So the aquatic-based ones still were able to make it. After the flood, the eggs hatch. You got dinosaurs in the form of Komodo dragons, crocodiles, alligators, some of the big underwater fish, whales, whatever. That's my thought about that. Let's go to 812. You're on the line. I'm speaking to.
I'm sorry. My name is Joe.
All righty. What's going on?
I just want to talk to you about, I heard inklings of podcasters being in the White House instead of the White House reporters. And I was wondering what you think about that idea, and maybe some of your, people that follow you in the chat can kind of give their opinion on it as well.
Okay, so what you're referring to is they're going to have a podcast room potentially in the White House briefing room, which I think makes sense because the old school way of doing things has come to an end. We got to advance with modern technology. We're not using rotary phones anymore. Everybody has cell phones. You have a lot of technology and better ways to communicate to communicate to the public. Why not use it? I think it's a great thing. And if they let guys like me in there, I'd be honored.
Right. I think you and Joe Rogan and others would serve this country well being in there and reporting what's true than running that narrative as the mainstream media does,
Right, exactly.
Hey, thank you for what you do, Anthony, and I appreciate you being, on the line. Let me see the truth in the country, and keep doing what you're doing, man. You have a good evening.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, they're going to do that. I saw that. Like, I had that as part of my thing, but I didn't show it. Yeah, so they're talking about having a podcast room. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I might not be able to show it right now, but we'll get to that at a separate time. I might do a video on that, actually. Let's go to 310. You're online. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, you're online. This is Ron from Georgia, ABL. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing excellent, man. Had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and, man, I'm just going to say this, man, that there's excitement in the air. My wife and I, we was walking around the neighborhoods, and we see, even before Thanksgiving, people have had their Christmas lights and smiling and joy. I talked to a few people, and they were saying that they feeling good. You can see people actually smiling, not having the defeated look. I believe that right now God is doing something awesome right now with this election finally over, even though you got the people that's so bitter they just can't believe they spent $2 billion and still lost. But you know what? That just goes to show you that as proud as you may be thinking you are, God is greater. No matter how much money you throw at it, He's still able to come through. So thank God for all the prayers of the saints. But you know what? America is on the uprising. There's something in the air. There's something in the air. Truly, there's something in the air, and I feel it. I see it. People are ready to spend their money because they think they're going to get some more money. Everybody's after the bag right now, because they almost had to hide their money before. But now, I think things are turning around real good. I'm looking at the people, even my neighbors, people that didn't have their Christmas lights last year or anything. They putting up some lights and stuff this year. You know what I'm saying? There's something in the air. But you know what? It's awesome what we're seeing right now. That we're getting the respect, that of our nation coming back because they see the tide is changing. When Putin talking about President Trump and everything like that, he's not going to go for the okey joke that Joe might be trying to bait him in. He said, "I'm going to retaliate, but I'm not going to go ahead and drop the nuke on him. I might drop some cluster bombs on him, but I'm not going to drop the nuke on them," and everything. It started up like that, but that's the thing. People see the respect that Donald Trump is going to bring in, and the fact that the total cabinet the awesome cabinet that he's establishing, man, no play cabinet. We got people that looks like they really know their business, and not the freak show that we had the past 4 years, but people that really look like they're out for the business, not out for the grift. So you know what? Man, better days are ahead of us, man. I am so excited to see this new year that's coming, this holiday season. Like, I had a lot to be thankful for. I was sharing that with my children and everything, that we have so much to be thankful for. And it's good to see this good turnaround right now because you know what? we all had a little queasy stomach for a minute, wondering if they're going to try to pull a rug out from us. But you know what? Thank God that we kept our eyes on the ball. You know, not only that, they lost the ball. You know, with the Joe Rogan and everything like that, they lost the ball. They didn't see everywhere where we're going. So thank God that President Trump is able to listen. You know, listen to the young bloods and everything like that. Some of them, they aren't all idiots. You know what I'm saying? So, but praise God, you know, we're seeing things going on. You know what I'm saying? So I just say this: God is good, man. We love you. The country's going to be great, man. The country's in good hands. So I'm just going to keep on praying for you, brother. Keep on praying for our president. Keep on protected from all hurt, harm, and danger. Peace to everybody. Peace to the ABL squad. You guys keep on doing what you do. Love you. Take care, brother.
Thank you for the call.
Job.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
All right, good. You too.
Fantastic call. Shout out to him. Always a great call. All right. Shout out to you guys as well for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. Let's go to where are we at here. Let's go 972. You're on line. Who am I speaking to?
How you doing, Mr. ABL? How you doing? This is Daryl, Unified TV.
What's going on, man? How's everything?
Doing well. Doing very well, man. I hope everything is good with you and your family. Hope you had an awesome Thanksgiving, and hope you get ready to have an awesome Christmas and everything. And let's finish the year strong.
100%.
Yes, sir. Hey, I had a question. Did you catch Candace? She made a video about, she kind of broke down some details of what happened with Matt Gaetz and why he felt he needed to step away and why he was ever put into that conversation about the girl and trafficking and all that. Did you watch her breakdown on that with Matt Gaetz?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram. I'm not sure where else she posted it, but I saw it on Instagram. And I want your opinion on this. And the thing is, it's hard for us to have an opinion because we weren't there. But she had a strong opinion about Matt Gaetz withdrawing from the appointed position that Trump gave him. And, of course, it said it was for the reason of, he said he felt like he was a distraction, which is respectable, which is honorable because it is a distraction. And, they're looking for any reason to say we're the bad guys and looking for any opening they can to discredit us. So it was a distraction. So the thing is, she didn't bash Trump, but she felt like Trump didn't do enough to keep him from withdrawing. And in my opinion, you don't know that. You don't know what kind of conversation they had before he's like, cool, go ahead and, do your thing. Let's get it all sorted out, whatever. We don't know what kind of conversation they had. And we also don't know if he even talked to Trump about it. He could have said, forget this, I can't do this. So I was kind of thrown off by her position because she was saying she felt like he didn't do enough to keep him from withdrawing and she's going to hold his feet to the fire. I'm like, Candace, I respect you. You're one of the reasons why I like to do what I do as well as you, ABL. But it's like, I don't understand where she's going with that. Like, so I don't know. I didn't know if you caught that. You said you didn't catch it. So if you check it out, I would love to hear your opinion on that because I just don't know. I don't know what she's thinking with that.
So basically, she was against him dropping out.
Yeah, she was against Matt Gaetz dropping out because she's like, well, he didn't do anything wrong. Which a lot of conservatives feel like he didn't do anything wrong. I've never looked into the situation myself to have an opinion on it. But she felt like he should have never dropped out, and she also felt like Trump should not have let him withdraw. She said she felt like he should have fought more to keep him there. It's like, well, you don't know he didn't. You don't know what kind of conversation they had. But she's really hell bent on like he didn't do enough, and I don't know why she feels that strongly about it.
Yeah, nah. I mean, I like Candace a lot. I think she's a great person. She could become the president one day. And if she becomes president, I'm trying to be the guest speaker on occasion just to get some words off my chest. I want to go into but seriously, like, there was nothing that could have, like, I knew that was going to happen immediately. Right when they said Matt Gaetz, I saw this happening. I already knew it because what happened was Matt Gaetz paid a 17-year-old for sex. That's what happened. And he could say that he didn't get convicted. He could say that he didn't get brought up on charges. But the reality is that he did it. So then once you go to the Senate confirmation hearing, they're going to ask him point blank, hey, Matt Gaetz, did you have sex with a 17-year-old? Did you give her some money on Cash App? And they're gonna print receipts on 24 by 36 easels right in the it would have been a mess. He wouldn't have been able to say that he didn't do it. All he would be able to say is that he didn't get convicted or brought up on charges. But once you got that on your jacket, it'd be too much to get confirmed. So really, there was not much that Trump could have done because Trump is not in the Senate. Trump does not have the ability to make senators confirm him. So the senators weren't going to confirm him because of that going on. That's why that was pretty much dead on arrival. So I understand her viewpoint. She doesn't want it to happen that way, but really there was no other alternative other than what happened, in my humble opinion.
No, I 1,000% agree. 1,000%. Because there's too much heat, especially with that kind of topic, that much going against them. Like you said, they had, to me, some pretty solid facts on what he did, and it's just hard to escape that. But last question, I'm not going to hang on the line because I don't know if, but I'm gonna hang up after this. But I had a question. I wanted to know how you feel about some of Trump's cabinet picks, and it's a long list, so that's why I'm not going to ask you to lay it all out now. But just generally, do you feel like he left out a few names that should have been included? Like me personally, I think Ben Carson should have been the one that has the position that the Kennedy has. I can't remember his first name. Robert? Is it Robert Kennedy?
RFK, yeah.
I feel like Ben Carson. Yeah, I feel like Ben Carson probably would have been better for that position. I also feel like he should have done something with Larry Elder because Larry Elder got screwed out of the primaries, and Larry Elder's been so humble about it and just kind of went into the background. I kind of feel like there's a few names that I wish he would have given positions to because they deserve it. And so I don't know, maybe he'll find something else for them to do, but I was a little disappointed that a couple of names were left out, including Carrie Lake. She got screwed out of what happened. She got screwed out of Arizona, so I was hoping he would do something with her. So I don't know. I just wanted your opinion on that, but I'll drop off now. But man, God bless, man. I appreciate everything you do, as you know, and I'm going to keep on watching and keep on being inspired by you.
Thank you for your call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, as far as the cabinet picks, I don't know all of the picks. From what I've seen, I think he has some good picks. I think RFK Jr. would be great in this role because he's like been the champion about vaccinations being dangerous and the mercury. Like he knows all of that stuff, like the food and the industry. See, Ben Carson is a doctor and he understands that the neurosurgery part of it. He understands that. But RFK understands the political world of big pharma and things of this nature. It's a little bit different. So I think he's perfect for that role. We just got Kash Patel, FBI director nomination. And I think there are still more nominations to come. I think we still don't have Secret Service director. It's probably going to be Dan Bongino or somebody like this. So there's still going to be more to come. As far as Larry Elder is a giant on his own. Y'all know about Larry. Larry Elder is like a real big deal, for real. So I don't think Larry Elder is really wanting necessarily a job in the administration. If anything, he want to be the president, not to be working in part of the administration. Larry Elder is a giant of media, for real. So yeah, I like the pick so far. The only one I had an issue with was Matt Gaetz because of that stuff in his background. Matt Gaetz can say, oh, well, I know she was 17. It don't matter. I mean, like, if he was to get prosecuted, he could say, oh, I didn't know she was 17. I'd be like, all right, well, take this 15 years in the penitentiary. I'm saying if they wanted to prosecute him. But the reason why they didn't prosecute is because there was no sexual assault allegation, number one. And number two, that would kind of open the can of worms because the reality is that whole exchange money and pay for play, that's very common. Okay, it's very common. 203, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
ABL, my brother from another mother. It's Angel, man. How you been?
It's all good, man. What's going on with you?
Nothing much, man. Enjoying the Thanksgiving weekend. How was your Thanksgiving, bro?
Oh, it was all good, man. No complaints.
All right, man. That's cool, man. Yo, I just wanted to touch upon something really quick here. Do you remember when Jeffrey Epstein first got convicted and charged back in like 2005?
Vaguely. I think that was the whole house arrest, but not house arrest type thing where he was pretty much able to do whatever he wanted.
Right. It was in Palm Beach, Florida.
Yes.
I think it was for some little girl or something that made an allegation.
I remember that. Yeah.
So, yeah. So check this out. Did you know there was I remember watching some documentary where they had said that they tried to interview a bunch of people to levy, some evidence against him, like, politicians to celebrities. And the FBI guy, his face was all blacked out and stuff, but he stated that nobody wanted to participate or, be involved, but there was only one person. And guess who that person was?
Who's that?
Donald Trump.
Mm.
Yep, he was the only one. He was the only one that was willing to go on record. So I found that interesting, right? Because I got a theory, man, and I was saying this back during his first tenureship there, that I think that when he was trying to build a wall, it was for a dual purpose. It wasn't just solely for the immigration, illegal immigration stuff and the border hopping. I think it was not only for the fentanyl, but really behind it was he was trying to stop the human trafficking or the sex trafficking going through there. Because like that movie, Jim Caviezel, who played the dude from The Passion of the Christ, The Sound of Freedom, remember that?
Yeah.
In that movie, they were explaining that, when it comes to trafficking of drugs and stuff, you can make a X amount of money, but when it comes to the sex trafficking, that it's like hyperbolic. It's like 100 times more money because you could just redo it, using these sex slaves. So I really felt that was his real, thing behind that. And so with that in mind, bro, have you noticed all these celebrities that are like starting to bounce the country and like seeking, like in Greece and in the UK, they're leaving?
Yeah, I've seen quite a bit of that.
Yeah. So here's the weird thing, bro. So I had seen the list way back in the day before the huge censorship in 2017 and onward, where, bro, I'm talking about an 80% of the celebrities right now, meaning ratio, those people are on that list. Ellen DeGeneres, bro, Tom Hanks, bro, Sharon Stone, you name it, bro. And I'm like, oh, man, they're spooked. Because when he comes in office, and now that he's surrounded and he knows the games, he's going to start waging war against the deep state. And I think that's what has all these people spooked, bro, because they're about to be exposed. What do you think?
That's definitely a real possibility.
Yeah, man, watch it. It's going to be even crazier. 100%, man. I've been watching that. I've been saying that, 2016, we're about to be almost just shy of a decade. And so I wanted to say that. And then another thing, man, I really love, bro, your take on the whole Noah thing. I'm a big biblical guy, bro. And I believe with that other gentleman who called in about the dragons and stuff. And I want to leave you with this. If you ever have an opportunity, in the book of Job, there are descriptions of what presumes to be dragons, bro. They talk about a Leviathan and that's in regards to the water, and as well as dinosaurs, saying that it has rows of shields on its back, and it's just a description. And it says that there's billows of smoke coming out of its nostrils and its wings, and just, it's pretty quite amazing, man. So I think you were kind of spot on with the Noah theory that you had, and as well as what the other gentleman was saying, man. But thank you, man, for taking my call. I really appreciate it, man. I love your show. I just kind of woke up. I was like, oh, no, I missed ABL's half of it I fell asleep, but I really appreciate it, man, for taking my call, and I love your show, and I love what you're doing, man.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, brother, man. Have a good.
All right, shout out to the caller. My fault for hanging up on him. But shout out to my man for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. Let's take a few more here. Let's go to, where are we going? We're going 707. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. This is Margie from Northern California. Great show tonight, as always. Everybody hit that like button for this gentleman. He's working. So what I'd like to talk about is my my governor, Newsom, buying that beautiful spread he just did north of the Golden Gate. He's got a heck of a community. I've been through there lots of times. I used to pet sit in areas like that, and oh man, this guy, there is something he's making tons of money off of. I mean, when you're talking extraordinary, LA can't even touch the, for the price. LA area, it's just a whole different vibe in that area. It's, dappled streets coming in, overhanging trees, just gorgeous, Yeah. I don't know how he does it.
It must be nice, right, to live in such a beautiful place while, meanwhile, the rest of your constituents are not quite living, they're not living quite as nice as you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. No, he's bad news. I would not wish him. I tried to get rid of him twice. I've been a lifelong Democrat, so I could say, to the politicians, hey, I'm a lifelong Democrat, listen to me, but they don't. And no, he's really bad news. And if Kamala runs for governor in this, oh Lord, this state is doomed. It's a beautiful state. It had a great economy. I'm not leaving here because I got a good price on the land that I live on, and I have a life here. And I think they need to leave, and the more, or at least comply. But we don't need to vote these people in. I think she should be done, and he should go do laps in his own pool. Maybe wear a bathing cap on his hair. So anyway, ABL, thank you so very much for all you do. And happy holidays to everybody. Let's be positive for the new year, and let's not get too full of ourselves. We don't know what's coming on because these people are tricky in Washington and thereabouts. So, just be thankful and keep your eyes open because there's going to be some shenanigans. So, anyway, you have a wonderful good evening. Best to you always.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you. Back to you.
All righty. Shout out to the caller. Let's go to some more here. Let's go 617 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. It's Jenna calling from West Virginia.
All righty. What's going on?
I just wanted to call because of the whole Matt Gaetz thing. So this gets really, really deep, and I don't know if you've actually looked into the whole Stephen Alford thing.
And into the what now?
Stephen Alford?
No.
Okay, so the whole deal with Matt Gaetz is there's a man named Stephen Alford that's actually been indicted. He's now sentenced to prison. He's in prison for 5 years. So the Matt Gaetz thing gets really weird, right? So there's like a trio, a businessman named Stephen Alford. There is a guy named David McGee, I believe, and then there's a guy named Joel. I forget his last name.
Joel Greenberg.
But Greenberg, yes, correct. So Stephen Alford actually pled guilty to trying to extort $25 million from the Gaetz family, and he also pled guilty to giving the 17-year-old girl money. So that's kind of something that I think that a lot of all major media overlooks, and shame on them. Like even Fox has overlooked it, and it gets really dicey there. But I do see where it would come up in confirmation. So I just kind of wanted to point that out, and because it's so corrupt. I guess they were trying to rescue Robert Levinson from Iran, which is just weird. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
What's your question specifically?
What are your thoughts on like that whole trio? Just like there's one that's been sentenced to prison, but David McGee and Joel
Greenberg.
You knew his last name. There you go. They're just running free. It's wild to me.
Well,
Like,
nah,
why are they not being punished?
Greenberg's in prison. He's doing a long time in prison because what Greenberg did, he was involved with that too, but he also did some fraud. Like that was a big thing. That was on an episode of CNBC's American Greed. He got locked up. He's like 11 years in prison. But the thing about it is that Matt Gaetz is seen as untouchable because he's a politician. If Matt Gaetz was a regular person, he would have got locked up. But the thing is, if you open that can of worms on Capitol Hill about paying women and stuff like this, it would have been a mess. So they decided to go ahead and just leave him alone because of his position, his power. But the other guys, they got to go. And the thing that Greenberg did really was a fraud. That's why he's in prison.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know the first guy, Stephen Alford, he actually admitted to paying the 17-year-old girl the money, which is wild. It's kind of like an American honeypot scheme. And last but not least, I have to say, why in the world do you make me tell my puppy, like, do you want to make big rocks out of little rocks?
Hilarious.
Thank you so much for everything that you do. Have a great night.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Yeah, so shout out to Joe Greenberg. This is the guy right here she's talking about. Yeah, see, this is, see, look, Joe Greenberg sentenced 11 years in prison after cooperating with Probe and the Matt Gaetz. But what he did was some fraud. Like, he was a tax collector. I mean, the stereotypes are crazy. I'm not a racist person. Shout out to my Jewish homies. They're some of my best friends in this world, for real, for real. But a tax collector and you get locked up for fraud and your name is Joe Greenberg, sir, I would be embarrassed. Okay? You cannot come back to the kibbutz or whatever. You cannot come back, man. It's like a Nigerian dude that got caught scamming in Colorado. It's like, sir, do you understand what are you doing? They already got a bad image about Nigerians being scammers, and you go do this. You become the mayor of Colorado Springs and do that. It's a mess. It is a mess. But anyway, let's go to some more here. Let's go 253. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, this is Dylan from Washington.
All righty. What's going on?
So I just have a quick question on behalf of your Gen Z audience. As someone in Gen Z who watches you, will there ever be a chance of you streaming Fortnite for us?
Fortnite? I mean, I've never played Fortnite before, so I might try it for y'all. I mean, that'd be something different, but I'm completely out of my element doing that.
Oh, that's understandable. I just believe I had heard you mention that you had played some video games before. And I thought, well, you could reach out to Gen Z that way. Well, to Gen Z supporters of Trump, and you never know, they could make their way over to you. Anyways, that's all I had. Just wanted to say another good show, and have a good rest of your night.
Well, thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, bye.
Yeah, I do enjoy a good game whenever I have time. But I'm at the point now where I'm like a boomer shooter type of dude. I play Call of Duty for like 20 minutes and that's it. That's all I really got now. I enjoy games though, but I never played Fortnite though. I never played that. I know what it is. I've seen people play it, but I never, like Minecraft and stuff like that. I know my nieces and them, they play like Roblox. That's their thing. I've seen them play that. They love that Roblox. Oh man, that's their jam. They have like all the little houses and stuff built in there. They do a lot. So shout out to the Roblox and Fortnite and all that good stuff. Yeah. Let's keep on rocking here. Let's go 805 here online. Who am I speaking to?
Scott.
All righty. What's going on?
Hey, what's good? ABL, I just wanted to ask you what you think about, I think there was a reason why Donald didn't win in 2020. Because if he would have won in 2020, a lot of the stuff that's coming out now wouldn't have came out. You know what I mean? I think he lost for a purpose, man, and now he won in 2024. That's just one of the things.
Well, hey, I mean, you could be right. There could be a reason why the 2020 election did not go our way, and then this one did. So you're probably right about that.
Yeah, it's just a lot of crazy. I never followed politics until 2015. And stuff I learned in elementary school was about Hitler, right? How he would throw thousands and thousands of newspapers of false information to make everyone in Germany hate the Jewish people. And it's the same thing that they're doing here in the States. It's crazy, man. But yeah, ABL, I just appreciate you, bro. Awesome broadcasting, legit.
Well, thank you for the call.
Take care, brother.
Definitely appreciate you. Thank you for the call. All right. Shout out to my man for the call. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. Let's go to, all right, hold on a second here. 504, get on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. It's Alien Spaceship.
All right, man. What's going on?
All right. I want to say that what I wanted to say before is that happy late Thanksgiving, and I'm thankful for your channel.
Well, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Same to you.
Yeah. And I had a good feast, and I enjoyed myself, friends and family, and I saw some cool movies. And also, basically, regarding these topics, I thought it was interesting about Joe Rogan and what he said, because now, with my name Alien Spaceship, I would be into these conspiracy theories, and I get into a lot of different stuff. And yeah, I've heard about the dragons, and I've done research. In my opinion, I think they could have existed or may still exist. I know some people may think that is a stretch, but it could be very feasible. It reminds me of a type of dinosaur, and just like with the alien theories that are coming out and is being taken more seriously, I think it just would be good for people to, they could be skeptical, but to look at things through an open view.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, people just so closed off. It's like, have an open mind and think about things that you didn't think before, because you might learn something new.
Right. It's the same, these people that, not talking about the chat, but the other group, they think that there's 5, 6, 7, 100 genders, but they don't think that a dragon could exist.
Right. Exactly. It's crazy.
Yeah. Also, I thought your outfit in the past, that looked really cool.
Yeah, that was a style. That was me back then.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the early 2000s, the rappers then. It was really, they did really good.
100%.
Yeah. And also, I think it was ironic what happened with Ellen DeGeneres. And, because karma is a thing and you reap what you sow. And I know about that website, that news website you went on, their ads are all over the place. I know it's pretty crazy. And so, yeah, I think that people are completely overreacting. And what the Austrian painter, he was very bad. And, he made it into a police state and he never was elected out. Same thing with Stalin is very similar. A similar thing to what the Austrian painter was. And like Trump isn't like that. And he's not that type of leader or anything. These people on the left, they're using the Austrian painter as a type of a scare tactic to scare people into thinking that something like that's going to happen. If anything, I think, in my opinion, their side is more similar to that than our side.
Oh, of course. And no question. But, that's a lot of that projection they do.
Yeah. And another thing, it was just crazy to see how, and I understand what you're talking about with how they attack the black men specifically. Like when I was talking to my black friends about Trump and stuff and they're understanding it, they would be attacked by everybody. And yes, certainly they always talk about fighting racism and things like that, but they will be very hard on the black men that like Trump.
Yeah, all the time. And you get in that, not just in, the regular public, but you get it on television all the time as well. It's a mess.
Yeah. And also, like, if people can see that with, like, say with the case that happened recently where the migrant deleted and murdered the woman, it's like, the American people had enough of this type of stuff, and there's nothing wrong with people coming in as immigrants, an illegal process. That's what our country's about. The problem is when you have all these people bringing in all these different narcotics and things and causing more crime. There's already crime here, causing more crime and more issues. It's just good to have, some filters to filter things out.
Right. Absolutely.
But the left, they just want to have, people to have cheap labor and things like that. Another thing I was thinking about is that people, the migrants, they wouldn't have like a social security number, and you need, you know, that for like having a bank account and stuff because of the Patriot Act. And it's just, these people just be, you know, not even given the correct rights that a regular citizen would have. If they went through regular process, they would be able to get those rights.
Of course.
Yeah. And so basically their concept is to go against, you know, American values and really just benefit themselves. And like with Gavin Newsom, he is completely corrupted, and he's completely out of touch. And I really don't think he cares about his people at all, because it's fine to have things and luxuries and stuff like that, but he's going to a point where he's making his state really bad, making it hard for people to have their own type of wealth. And it's really like a cliche thing of a corrupted aristocracy and all the people that are struggling.
Right.
Yeah. And it's basically good that, you know, we're exposing them and having these alternate media platforms. And yeah, I do agree with you about him not wanting to be the president, because he has like his own kingdom over there.
Yeah, he's good. He's pretty much the king of California, so he can do whatever he wants, live like that. There's a need to go to DC and really do any kind of hard work.
Right. And yeah, California, there is a lot of wine that comes from there. I've seen like on these wine bottles, I've seen like in the grocery store, they all seem to come from California. So I'm not surprised that he got into that too.
Right, of course.
Yeah. Also, I want to say that I did plant some more of the winter crops for my garden that I was talking about.
It sounds good, man. Hopefully, you know, everything grows the way it's supposed to.
All right, ABL. Thank you for taking my call. Have a good night.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate you.
Okay, bye.
All right, shout out to my man for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. That'll be a wrap for me. Shout out to you guys. I'll be back live again on Wednesday, same bad time, same bad place, 8 p.m. Eastern time to right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. I could not do the show without you, whether you watching, retweeting, super chatting, whatever you're doing. Thank you for that. Shout out to the mods for keeping the trolls in check and keeping everybody informed about what's happening. This is also an audio streaming podcast. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platforms, whether it be Google Play, Apple iTunes, Spotify, etc. Link for that will always be in the box, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. All righty. Did I get everybody, all the super chats? Let me just make sure we got some of those. I got a few more. I'll read those right quick, then wrap it on up, put the bow on top. Thank you to Tony Hay Munkits for gifting the membership. Thank you to Blast Radius, who says, Democrats and so-called progressive commies are 1,000% responsible for these migrant gangs invading these cities. 100%, 1,000% actually. Thank you to PAS 2020, who says ChatGPT is very dangerous, stores your information, biased, far left, knows you are a Trump supporter, gaslights you. Yeah, I don't mess with any of those things. ChatGPT, people, they love ChatGPT. I've never used it. Well, I can't say I've never used it. I tried it, I guess, but I don't really see a need for it personally. So I just don't use it. But yeah, a lot of these things you got to watch out for. Thank you to Kevin, who says, tuned into your stream on election night in 2020 and in 2024. Both were great nights, but even better this year since we got the desired result. 100%. Absolutely. And thank you for being here for both of those. Definitely nights to remember. The 2020 stream, even though we didn't get the desired result, it was still a night to remember. I mean, that was a crazy stream. That was crazy. And then the most recent one, that was crazy as well. Had a lot of fun, a lot of energy. I was turned to the max the whole time. Turned up until the very end. I just crashed out. Not crashing out like going crazy, but I was just, at that point, it was like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. It's like, all right, man, I got to go to bed right now. That gets at PAS 2020, who says 50 days, 3 hours, 59 minutes. But hey, there we go. We about to get in there and make it happen. All right. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back again live on Wednesday, but I'm here all the time putting out pre-recorded content pretty much every day except for Sunday, and I might even do Sundays. Who knows? Uncle ABL is coming back. I've been getting topics together. I got a lot of stuff coming that I've been working on behind the scenes. Y'all be prepared for that. The tour, I'm still working on that as well. I'm talking to people trying to make stuff happen, getting the dates done. And oh, if you don't know, I'm gonna do like a tour, like a meet and greet. I'm gonna pick certain cities. I might do. I don't know how many cities I'm gonna do. So far, I got like 3 or 4 in mind. Y'all love that San Diego. That's one that keep coming up. Atlanta, of course, that's right there. So I'm gonna do a few meet and greets all around the country coming up here in 2025. Okay, that'll be a wrap for me. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out and peace.